jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Good morning, and shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed. Period. You already know where we at. First in the building. Andrew Charles on deck, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Everybody that's on deck. Today is fight day, of course. And just like the normal, let me start this off by touching bases with certain things that's media worthy. You know what I'm saying? It's media worthy to talk about. Now, I like talking about things that's gonna pique the interest of the listeners. Let me start out by Jake Paul again. Jake Paul went up there and fought Andre, and as I said before, when it comes to the Paul brothers, they have the money to make you feel funny. You know what I'm saying? Jake Paul got that money to make you feel funny. And what I mean by that is that those individuals that's choosing to step in the ring with him, some of them, they're in there with the orders. The order is you going in there to look for the shot that's going to make it look real. Now, I always go back to the Ben Askren. When I seen that shot, and I know how Ben Askren was in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? I knew how he was in one championship. Ben Askren was tough as shit. He was fighting with 4-ounce gloves. And he came over to the UFC from a trade for Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. And it was the only trade ever. But he came over there to compete. And he was at the 170 pound division. And, Robbie Lawler didn't get the knockout, right? This is 4-ounce gloves. But Jorge Masvidal knocked him out with a knee. And that's going to happen. You get a running start on a flying knee, it's going to happen. But to get to the point is that he wasn't going in there getting knocked out. And he wasn't really a good boxer. Okay? So moving forward, in his career, the kind of losses that he took was, trying to play the submission game with Damian Maia, a BJJ world champion. All right? I'm saying all this to bring you to the forefront to say when he was knocked out by Jake Paul, I'm saying to myself, it didn't look natural. It didn't look natural because mixed martial artists don't get knocked out like that with a punch. Okay? I'm not saying they don't get knocked down and stuff like that. Look, we're talking about 8, 10 ounce gloves, whatever the case may be. We're talking about flying knees. Yeah, flying knees will leave you flat on your freaking face. Boom. Spinning elbows, spinning heel kicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the punch can't drop him, but the way Ben Askren was hit, he never been knocked out like that in mixed martial arts besides a flying knee. When he did it against Jake Paul down here in Atlanta, I said it didn't look natural. It didn't look natural. Okay. I noticed that Tyrone Woodley was down here and they was putting a lot of airplay on Tyrone and freaking, Team Paul going back and forth, back and forth. And when you know, I called it. I said Tyrone Woodley's gonna get the next shot. He went in there and he went the distance with Jake Paul. Got the paycheck because he's not active MMA fighter no more. Plus he was going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Tyrone Woodley came into the boxing arena and went the distance. That's more like it. Tyrone going the distance with Jake Paul, cool. When he came in there, just over 3 months later, Jake Paul stopped him in the 6th round with a shot that I say was fixed, fake, all that shit. He was knocked out the same freaking way Ben Askren was knocked out. No, it's not natural. Why it's not natural? Because it's the same freaking knockout that they sell on Creed and Rocky and all that shit. They try to sell it because it looks like it's actually something that you can't see their face. It looked like it cold starched them, stiffed them, knocked them out cold, all that. You know what I'm saying? It looks vicious. It looks like the climactic moment you're looking for. Moving on, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva, one of the best to ever do it, a legend in mixed martial arts. Some of the best defensive hands. The fight is close. He gets dropped in the last round. And then the scorecards come up there, 77, 74, 78, 73. So I'm saying, well, I'm looking at it as a fight pretty close, but I guess the just didn't see it as being that close. So he puts Anderson Silva on his boxing record. Come on now. And then you go to Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury fight is more like it. Tommy Fury 8-0, and he got a win over Jake Paul. It's more like it because he fought a C-level fighter, a C-level boxer who can actually box a little bit and tough. You're talking about a previous bodybuilder. He got some size on him. He can box. C-level. He went in and beat. That's more like it. But then you come in there with Nate Diaz, who's really a slap boxer, but one of the best in mixed martial arts, some of the best hands when it comes to, forearms, gloves, and breaking down his opponents. Nate Diaz used to have those hands like that, and I know he still does, but that fight with Jake Paul, he just wasn't as active as he should have been, and you really can't get away with that slapping with those big gloves on like that. And he got the win. Then we got to go back to making sure the record continues to get padded with, every now and then you got to fluff the pillow. Andre August, that's what we seen. This dude was waiting and kept dipping down to the right side, just calibrating, timing. That's all you saw him do. Watch it. Just kept every time. Like, dude, you're 10-0. You're 10-0, bro. You're a boxer. 10-1, rather. You're a boxer. He came in there and did nothing. He had like he was scared. It was just Jake Paul. Oh, ouch. This dude has fought. Look, this dude has fought highs 178. 178. Okay. Prior to Brandon Martin, right? He fought 198, 1-4 in a 6th rounder and won the unanimous decision against a 7-0 fighter. Brandon Martin was 7-0 and he went this decision. He comes in here with Jake Paul and scared to even throw a freaking punch, man. He kept on putting the high guard up. Come on. I'm here. I'm gonna keep getting in the routine. I'm gonna dip to the right. Here we go. Come on. And Jake Paul lands an uppercut, and this dude's fall back like he's stiff out. Trash, man. And Jake Paul's looking at the camera like he did something special. Man, Tommy Fury beat you, bro. And he's a C-level fighter. And this guy, Andre, had just went the distance with 6 rounds with an undefeated guy. But he act like he didn't even know how to throw a punch. Anyway, I'm off this shit, man. I just wanted to kind of put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Just put that out there. To start this off a little bit. Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartlett in the building. What's good with it? WCS, the #1 undisputed, undefeated, hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Salute to you, Toby. Appreciate you pulling up as always. Arnold Brown on deck, man. You already know. Good afternoon. Salute WCS and everybody in the chat. Yes, sir. Lee Show, what's good? Blessings, WCS. Great to hear from you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'll get to those questions. Appreciate the other ones that's over here. You know what I'm saying? Want to come over here to ask the questions. That's great. So let's get down to the task at hand. Once again, the YTC never seems to not have be short of members that's willing to run into traffic. They will always have those individuals that's just waiting and waiting. They're hitchhiking. You know what I'm saying? I call them hitchhikers. They just waiting for the next ride in. What is it? What is it? So now the ride in is at the end of the year. Nobody's doing nothing in boxing, really. We're in December, right? Nobody's doing nothing really at the end of the month. Even when Crawford Spence began to start talking early this year, they didn't say they was talking in December. Crawford didn't say he called Spence up in December. Well, all of a sudden, off the Regis fight, the Subriel Matias shit happens. And then, they already dispersed to Shakur Stevens. And now, what I'm saying, it's freaking Gervonta Davis. It's back to Gervonta Davis, right? So I've been listening to everything that's been going on, like with Gervonta Davis' situation. And, this, that, and the other. And I look at it like this. You always just highlighting the fact that Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis did those numbers. It was all over the YTC that clearly they did over 500,000 buys. Clearly, we can say minimum they did over 500,000. You're not going to take that away just because you're trying to be a part of an agenda, a colluded coup of YTC boxing community, right? That don't exist. That's why I told you it don't exist, because the inconsistencies within the YTC is no way you can have a boxing community. No, you have fan clubs. You have fan clubs just like back in the day. They used to have Mickey Mouse fan clubs. You have fan clubs on the YTC. You just can't ignore the fact that Tank has been doing solid numbers, right? You can't ignore the fact that this man has been on pay-per-view and he don't even have all the straps at 135 pounds. He didn't have all the straps when Teofimo was reigning and defending undisputed. He did not have the straps, while he was making money when Kambosos, you know what I'm saying, had the straps. You know what I'm saying? When Devin had the straps, Gervonta was still making money on the pay-per-view, right? So the news come out that, oh man, we offer you $20 million. Let me tell you about people that's smart and know what the business is. I don't really dive and get immersed in the business. And then, you have these people say, well, why are you talking about it then? You don't get. I can talk about it because I'm on the same level of observation as they are. Just because these individuals want to sit up here and look, they're forgetting one thing. They're speaking outside of the table. I don't care about I had 16 people on the motherfucking line. You can have 16 dummies on the line for all I care. They can listen to the conversation, and one of them motherfuckers is going to say 22 million. One of them going to say 26 million. By the time that story reach out, everybody's going to put their little twist. Oh, well, they was talking about, we was talking about 15 to 16 million, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, no, that's too low. That's too low. Bump it up to 18 million. No, the other content creator said, no, let's level it out at 20 million. We're gonna do this, do it right. Man, fuck him. Tank ain't did nothing, dog. Give him 20 million, man. That's all he deserved. I mean, niggas gonna talk about what the fuck they wanna talk about. But they saying they offer 20 million. Cool. But people acting like that's a big deal. Like, check this out now. From what you know Canelo and what he's been able to accomplish, right? Just because somebody offered Canelo 20 million, based on what Canelo has done in his boxing career, does that make Canelo look a certain way if he say no, I don't know. I don't know. That's not it. It's not, no. Canelo's not going to go in length to explain to you in depth and say, no, I'm not taking that. You go to, we offer Canelo this. See, y'all only pull this shit with the brothers. The brothers the only ones that's on this dumb shit, man. When it come to all this pump faking and all this smoke and all this shit, bro. Don't nobody else go through this bullshit, man. It was Crawford Spence. Oh man, they was all in negotiations. What Crawford don't deserve, what he's looking like, and all this shit. Nance Tank. If you all were saying that Tank made more than Ryan Garcia, who's been on record, Garcia's been on record saying he made 30 million off this fight with Tank. Now, if Garcia, the fighter who came in there with 0 titles, Garcia, a boxer, a professional boxer, who came in there and fought Tank and said he made 30 million, and Tank was clearly the A side, right? What did you think Tank made, dog? Let's just say Tank made 40 million. Let's give him a dime. Let's give him 10 above 30. Let's give him a dime more. He made 40 million, right? No one was up here denying those numbers that Tank and Ryan Garcia made really solid money. Then we talk about the social media era where these niggas always repeating shit and they'll think it's funny only at certain moments. Hey, yesterday's price ain't today's price. It's all fun, right? Until the rabbit got the motherfucking gun, especially the rabbits out of Baltimore. How are you going to say that you want to make Tank an offer and say what you ain't going to do? He going to come up to 140 and it ain't going to be no rehydration clause and it ain't going to do this, it ain't going to do that. Nigga, are you, look, Devin, let me ask you something, bro. I understand you standing. I'm not going to be hypocritical, bro, because I commended Teofimo Lopez for negotiating his work with Vasyl Lomachenko. But that was much different. We're talking about 1.2 to 2 million. That's much different. Way different, right? We're talking about a fighter that's doing backflips off the top rope. We're talking about El Chin Checker himself. That's who we're talking about. Should I remind you who El Chin Checker is? We're talking about El Chin Checker himself, Gervonta Tank Davis. We're talking about Mr. Highlight Reel. That's who we're talking about. And you're going to go in here, trying to huff and puff and blow air into your hand? Because that's as far as they're going to go. Y'all up here causing rifts from team to team. I understand it. Y'all want to get as much as the Green Bandits you can get, the bobbleheads, and say, yep, we was there, breaking news. Let me explain something to you. It ain't shit breaking news just because you say it's breaking news. If you offer Tank 20 million and he worth more than that, why does he have to go down? It doesn't matter if it was guaranteed or not. It doesn't fucking matter if he got the money on the back end. It don't fucking matter, bro. It's the principle of, is he worth 20 million? You didn't say anything else about no details. Was a term sheet sent? Because I remember, Bill, when you was having that back and forth with Gary Russell Jr., and everybody was up here. Well, it was less bobbleheads then. I ain't gonna lie. But Bill was out in these streets, and he was talking his talk with Gary Russell Jr. And supposedly a term sheet was sent, and there wasn't no name. The shit was spelled incorrectly, but people was trying to discuss what was actually on the term sheet and shit like that. You remember, Bill? So I'm saying, why couldn't we get that same information like when y'all was going for months and months before Devin had to fight Gamboa? They was talking about term sheets sent to Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? What was in the term sheets? Everybody was on board, you know what I'm saying, trying to find these details. I was there. I was there during those times. But now I want to talk about these times. If you granted the man a request for $20 million, guaranteed money, is there any way that you have copies of the term sheets, or was it just a verbal? Because I thought that's still a format that they use in professional boxing. Being, the WCS is just on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? I'm observing. I'm taking audibles. I'm collecting data. Please help me understand. Was it a term sheet? What are the terms on the back end? What was the percentages? Just that you just want to say, okay, agree to the $20 million. The fight still ain't made. The fight still isn't made, you all. If he offered $20 million, it don't mean shit. It don't mean a motherfucking thing, bro. Seriously, what does it mean exactly? I'm just trying to find out, what does $20 million mean? If you're looking at, hold on for a second. If you're basically looking at a fighter who's worth more than $20 million. $20 million is kind of, pretty much peanuts for a fighter who's proven to be a hot ticket seller on the pay-per-view stage. There's no need for you to ask me questions talking about what fight. Okay, let me go back to this person in the chat that said, when was Tank ever drawn numbers to be $50 million fight besides Garcia? Now, I'm glad you asked me that, because I always tell people, if you're asking me a question without putting it as a rhetorical, you know what I'm saying? You answered your own question. If you feel that he made that money with Garcia, that means I've proven what I said. He's worth more than $20 million. You answered my question. I just wish y'all would be a little bit better with just putting rhetoricals in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I like, if you're going to ask a question or just explain something to me, explain it with what you're concerned in, put it in there. But you answered your own question. Let's just say Ryan Garcia was the first time he did it. Does that mean he go back to what he used to make 4 fights prior to Ryan Garcia? Right? The whole deal is to understand, once you get to that point, you exceed even higher. You elevate from that point, right? So if he met that monetary mark of 40, let's just say 40. We don't want to even it out at 50. Let's just say 40 million. What's 20 subtracted from 40? Don't that give you half of 40? Or maybe 20? So if that is indeed the case, it is greater than 20 million. It don't matter if it's guaranteed or not. I want to know the details on the back end of this fight to understand how it benefits Tank to exceed what he did with Ryan Garcia. Explain this shit to me. Explain this shit, because I don't understand what the bobblehead Green Bandits are talking about. You want to act like this does something to diminish or tarnish Tank's freaking legacy or something. Like, if the man is trying to go higher and higher and higher, don't pull his kite down when that kite is up there to let people know what his price is. He's letting you know, this is what I'm worth. This is what I'm worth right here. The kite might say, goddamn, that shit had to work out for 55 million. I want 55 million. Or, like I said before, he can say 45 million, because put the cap up there at 45. I want 45 million, 50 million. That's what I want. That's my price tag. So if the guarantee is out there, but there's no other way to close that gap to suffice what he's asking as a fighter, then that 20 million guarantee is a fluff. It's just a bluff, y'all. It's a bluff job. You know what I'm saying? It's a bag of peanuts. It don't make any sense. 20 million a Tank, man, you're talking to somebody who's already made money. Why would he have to go back down just because another black fighter is coming up and saying, hey, I'm going to show you. You got to come out at 35. Now, one thing Devin said that I'm like, and this is why I put this thumbnail up here. He talking about he fought Mario Barrios, who's at 147. I ain't doing no rehydration clause. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Excuse me. That lets you know right there somebody ain't trying to make the fight. You ain't trying to make the fight, bro. I ain't doing it no catch weights. I ain't doing no rehydration clause. You're not trying to make the fight then, because he fought Mario Barrios at 140. He fought Mario Barrios at 140. He didn't fight Mario Barrios at 147. So you're trying to tell me if you're negotiating with a fighter who has moved up and you haven't moved up until now, you're going to go back in the archives and say, hey, man, I want to fight you. I'm not doing none of that shit you think to do just because I was able to do it with Regis. I'm going to do it again and all that because you had a fight at Mario Barrios that you fought at 140, but he's 47. So don't complain about me. Like, nobody was talking about the weight. If it's rehydration clause on the day of the fight, I'm pretty sure we've seen some fights that still happen and the fighters went in there and competed, right? The fighters went in there and competed. He put a 10-pound rehydration clause on Ryan Garcia. You couldn't be higher than 146 the morning of the fight. You know what I'm saying? When they weighed in. That shit was met. Ryan Garcia still got up from Gervonta Davis' left hand. So what are you saying? He was dropped with a body shot. And supposedly Joe Goosen asked him, was it the spot that was supposedly sore, doing sparring or whatever? He said yes. But that just debunks all this damn weight shit. Now you're looking like a weight bully that's throwing a tantrum and pouting because you can't get your way. If you choose to put your body through something and you know that you've been cutting down the weight, and you're much heavier than that, been cutting down the weight and being a much bigger fighter in the ring. I've heard other fighters, those same bobblehead green bandits, complain about fighters being weight bullies. Yes, sir. They complained about the weight bully situation. So-and-so, oh, he's just hanging out there. He's a weight bully. He's a weight bully. There's no way they should be fighting down here. He's a weight bully. What Marcharlo was talking about, David Benavidez. He's a weight bully. He's a weight bully. He should be at a higher division. Even some people said Jerron Ennis, he's a weight bully. Errol Spence, he's been in division too long. He's ballooning up to 185, 190 pounds in between fights. He's a weight bully. People was frowning upon that. But now all of a sudden, if you need, because Devin, you need N-E-E-D, you need Tank more than Tank needs you. Because Tank was making money before you came and start sequestering him to step in the ring with you. You need him more than Tanks need you. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I want to see the fight, but when I hear you up here talking about what you ain't gonna do, oh, I ain't gonna fight at no catch weight, I ain't gonna do no rehydration clause. You take it, you fought Barrios. You don't have nothing to do with Mario Barrios. You don't have anything to do with that fight. Why are you worrying about other people's fights? If that man ain't got an L on his record, you shouldn't even be speaking on it. You think you're gonna offer a fighter less than what he's made and tell him what you ain't gonna do? People, listen to me. Didn't WCS tell you that when it came to Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney negotiations, it wasn't going to work out because some people are known to play those freaking games. They think everybody else should be punished for what they had to endure to get the titles. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but just because Kambosos made you fight for pennies over there in Australia, now you want to be a tough negotiator. Okay, you go ahead and be a tough negotiator. You go right ahead. You're not going to get the big fights with people who don't need to go through this shit. Maybe you need to get with somebody that you can find a very unique little space in there that y'all blend in and mesh together for something special. It culminates in something special. You know what I'm saying? Like Gervonta and Ryan Garcia, they culminated in something special. He ducked Gervonta Davis first. Some fights went by. They came back around to make that money, and the shit worked out. You find somebody that can be that dynamic, right? This ain't it. People sitting up here saying this a lot. They're going to make it tough on negotiations. They're just going to come in there and act like, oh, well, I can do this since I did that. Listen, y'all can keep on talking about what Gervonta did. Only 3 weight divisions, and he had 2 WBA super titles at 135, 140. The fact still remains, those same bobbleheads that are sitting up here talking about $20 million, $20 million, it's the same one who couldn't stop Tank Davis from making a fight with Ryan Garcia and making the money he made. They couldn't stop it. They couldn't stop it. D-Lo, what's good? Salute to you, brother. Don on deck. What's good with it? Errol Spence fanboys are now Devin Haney fanboys. Yeah. I hear people saying that now. You know what I'm saying? I do. Carmen, what's good? Salute to you. First time in the building, me seeing you in the building. Salute, one love. So I look at this fight, right? And obvious, we're talking about numbers when it comes to Tank, because he is the one that's doing the numbers. Now let's get one thing straight, because I continue to put that out to Who Dat, you know what I'm saying, the Who Dat media. But Rick Glaser is Who Dat, professor. He's his mentor. Rick Glaser put out a tweet and said, Bill Haney say that Tank Davis turned down a guaranteed $20 million to fight Devin. So my question is, who is the guarantor of the $20 million? Because Tank versus Devin Haney aren't doing anywhere near what Tank versus Ryan Garcia pay-per-view by numbers did. And the reason why Rick is saying this, not to speak for him, okay, is that they always say that 2 black fighters don't sell, which we found out in some cases that's true. Other cases it's not true. 2 black fighters can sell. They did back in the day. 2 black fighters can sell. If you look at some of the highest grossing pay-per-view fights, pay-per-view fights with Floyd Mayweather, there wasn't so much with black fighters. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the heavyweights now, the heavyweights is a little different. But when you're talking about the lower, the middle weights of the boxing, yeah, not so much. But anyway, the guarantor. Who's going to be the guarantor of this money? Who's going to ensure, the guarantor of this $20 million? Rick is making it seem like the $20 million. Who's putting up the $20 million? And then what is Devin getting paid? If you're saying that right off the rip, let's do the math. Rick is saying Tank Davis versus the Tank Davis fight, Tank and Haney, is not going to do better than Tank and Garcia. All right. So if Tank is supposed to get a $20 million guarantee, what is Devin Haney getting? Is he getting $4 million? Let's just say let's just say Tank is getting 20 million guaranteed, and Devin Haney is getting a cool 10 million guaranteed. That's 30 million on a fight that we don't even know. Like, we're talking about Ryan Garcia bringing a whole entire fan base from social media over here, right? And then Tank have his hardcore boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? That's true to his support. That's done showed that they support him heavy. You talking about a $30 million fight? You know what I'm saying? 30 million? I'm being, that's if. I'm talking about 20 million guaranteed for Tank. And half of 20 million is 10. So add another 10 million. Let's just say 10 million guaranteed. What is Devin Haney getting, yo? Shout out to Rick Glaser again. Who is the guarantor? Let me explain to you what a guarantor is. A guarantor is a person, organization, or thing that guarantees something. The role of the police as guarantors of the public order. They may have used example for public order, but we're trying to find out who's going to guarantee this money. Where's this money coming from? If Tank is getting 20 mics off this freaking fight, guaranteed, how much is Devin Haney? See, I was listening to all those people that was reporting, and I just couldn't put it together. I say, so you think Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney is bigger than Ryan Garcia? Where's his fan base at, though? Outside of YouTube. I'm just curious, where's his fan base at, bro? He just had a fight in his hometown, but come on, let's be serious. They're talking about selling out. Bro, we're talking about 60K, and these same bobbleheads that's up here talking about other fighters doing low numbers. That's all that you hear. Oh, so-and-so, they didn't reach this, they didn't reach that. It's funny how none of these cats is talking about the pay-per-view numbers. Usually, after the fight, like Saturday, the pay-per-view numbers comes out around Tuesday, Wednesday of the following week. I haven't heard no one talking about these pay-per-view numbers. You know why? Because they're trying to put up a smoke screen and fill your head like, oh, let's get past the failure of being in your hometown and fighting Regis Prograis and only did, a 60 to 100K or whatever the case may be, right? I ain't trying to get in that shit. But then you turn around and want to bloviate an offer that was sent to Tank? You want to bloviate an offer that was sent to Tank for 20 mil? Who gives a damn? Because something just ain't adding up. 20 million for Tank, and how much is Devin getting? What's his guarantee? You trying to say a 50-50 fight? So how much Devin getting? Is Devin getting half of 20? Is he getting a 10 million guarantee? How much is Devin? If hey, you bobbleheads out there, I want to know how much he getting paid to make this make sense, because somebody on some bullshit. You're trying to let's just say, okay, you fighting Gervonta and you getting your highest payday or whatever. I know they're not gonna take crumbs, right? So let's just say, for instance, 20 million guaranteed for Gervonta, and you think Devin's taking 5? You think he's taking 5? Or is it the percentage gotta be 70-30 in favor of Devin with the pay-per-view, back end and all that? It's still not gonna work out for Tank, because Tank has made more than 20 million overall. So if you want to up the percentage on the back end to benefit Devin, low guarantee, that shit ain't gonna fucking work. What? Somebody tell me in the chat, what is Devin Haney getting paid out of this? What are the fine details? What are the fine details in this shit? I need to know what's the fine details. Some ain't adding up. I know Devin ain't getting paid 5 million and Tank getting 20 million guaranteed. Nope. Listen to me, people. See through the smoke. If Tank only has the WBA belt, now that they upgraded him, supposedly, they upgraded him, right? So he has a WBA title at 135, right? Are they fighting at 135? No. So what does Devin have to gain fighting Gervonta Davis except for his WBC title? So you're gonna say, as a champion, you want him to fight at 40. You're gonna offer him 20 million guaranteed, but you leave out what Devin's making. So you just fought for 2 point some million dollars over there in Australia. You fighting Tank Davis, you want to make your highest payday. So I doubt it. I seriously doubt that you're gonna take 5 million and Tank's gonna get guaranteed 20. Because that's 25 million the guarantor has to put up for that fight. 25 million. And what Rick Glacier is saying, like, I don't know how that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna produce that money? So let's just say 10 million, like I said before. How is that possible? If both fighters are getting paid that lump sum of money for a person like Devin, who hasn't demonstrated that he's nowhere close to Gervonta Davis' pay-per-view numbers, nor does he present a fan base, you know what I'm saying, as a prize fighter to enhance a fight of this magnitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying people won't be drawn into it, but there's a lot of people that look at it like, he's not the most exciting fighter. And I'm not here to, bash Haney as far as his excitement or whatever, because I think he did very well in Australia. You know what I'm saying? I thought he fought very, very well against Lomachenko, but I thought Lomachenko won. And he fought the way he was supposed to versus Regis. But I need y'all help with something. I just need for y'all to help me understand or trying to locate the details, because it's two fighters that's participating in this supposedly proposal, right? I see all the freaking videos, all the videos. Can somebody tell me if you heard anyone put out there that Devin was getting less than 10 million? I need to know. Because it's no way that Devin can reach the cap to break even what he made with Ryan Garcia if the numbers ain't adding up on the back end, the percentage, the pay-per-view numbers and all that. If it ain't adding up on the back end, then something ain't right. So let's just say he does get 10, that's 30 million. And then let's say on the back end, Gervonta is looking at 70-30. You know what I'm saying? I would say 70-30, the least, 30% the least that Haney gets on the back end. That's still not enough to basically elevate those numbers to get Tank, you know what I'm saying, 35 million out the door. I don't see it. I don't see how it's possible that both fighters can have a percentage that's feasible for both of them to make more money than they made. Tank has already been there. So if he's already been there, what is Devin getting out the deal? A defense of his title? His biggest payday? You know what I'm saying? How does he come out of this the right way? Let me look at the comments. Maybe somebody put the answer. I need the answer. Nobody put the answer. See, look, even the hottest chat in the game ain't trying to answer questions on this shit. All I'm doing is asking y'all in the chat. I'm asking you all in the chat, man. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back. I'm trying to find out some answers. Anybody. How does it make sense if you're saying Tank is offered a guaranteed 20 million? What is Devin getting? What are the terms on the back end? What are the terms? Where's the fight? Where's the fight venue going to be? What are the terms? 20 million guarantee ain't shit to somebody who already made that money. Just like Canelo, you offer Canelo 20 million and they're going to be, okay, I've been there, done that already. What I'm getting on the back end. You know what I'm saying? Let's take this in consideration. Canelo won't even freaking entertain a conversation with some ballooned, you know what I'm saying, payment on the front end, and then the back end is empty. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't benefit the fighter who's already been there. I know you've been listening to all these people talking about breaking this and this offer. It doesn't matter to a fighter who's already been there. So my question once again, what is Devin Haney getting paid? He ain't getting a freaking GoFundMe account. What is he getting paid along with the 20 million guarantee? If he's getting paid 10 mil, how are both fighters supposed to get? Are you getting 0% on the back end? Because that's a low pay, that's a low payout for Tank Davis, just getting 20 million guarantee. And if it's nothing else, it's very small on the back end, then how does that benefit Tank though? Oh, you're getting 20 million guarantee, and then, you know, when it's all over, you'll probably walk up out of there like 23 million, 24 million. That's a pay cut, right? I think these fighters are like, they're trying to do better and get higher and higher paydays. You know what I'm saying? If you keep on winning, keep on. Last time I checked, you know, Gervonta is still jumping off the top rope and he's still undefeated. He's still going ahead stopping guys. It may not be the guys that you want, but he's making money off those guys. He's the one that can bring that attraction and make people come to the to arena and see him fight. He has that prize fighter dynamic. He has the it factor. You know what I'm saying? He has the entertainment value that people want to see. If you offered him 20 million, why haven't I heard people highlighting what Devin Haney's getting? It makes no sense. If Eddie Hearns, I know he's not sitting out here just giving away money. What the pay-per-view price is going to be, I don't know. But I'm not falling for this damn okie doke. It don't make any sense to me, man. That's peanuts. You giving him 20 million and we don't know the details about what Devin's getting and what's going to be the back end percentage split for both fighters, man. Come on, man. Y'all better than this shit, man. Stop going around here, you know, acting like 20 million about to come to your account and you hit the lottery. It's not the way we're looking at it. We're looking at it from a business perspective in boxing, where one fighter's already accomplished that goal. He's seen that type of money before. So to come up here and offer a lowball offer or just offer a bluff, because if you put an offer out there and you know it's going to get turned down, what's the purpose of doing it? Just to say, oh man, he don't want to fight? That's bullshit, bro. I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest with ourselves. Like, you want to put an offer out there. That's just like with the IBF, right? That's just like with the IBF sending Crawford a letter talking about, you must start negotiations with Jaron Ennis during this time right here, knowing he got a fight lined up in the rematch, right? The shit don't happen. They send him back a letter knowing damn well it's a dead-end letter to begin with. This right here, in my opinion, this offer was a dead-end offer to begin with. They knew the shit was going to get shut down. They just wanted to make it seem like, oh, okay, we put in an offer that we know he wasn't going to accept, so that'll give us reasons just to fight whoever's left. That'll take the money. That'll take a fight with Devin. Really aiming at the WBA. In my opinion, if I have to make any predictions, that's the easiest route to take right there and to get paid, you know, that money. Devin making go ahead and get a little less than what he was trying to get from the Tank fight. But at least if he goes the WBA route and get that amount of money, he totally understands the fight can be made because you still have a championship. You know what I'm saying? He has a championship to gain out of that, the WBA championship. With Tank Davis, what does he have at 140? He don't have shit at 140. He's just going to defend his title. But he's looking to make the most money he ever made. So they think going in there saying, okay, we're going to lowball Tank. But the lowball to the YTC, to the gullible bobbleheads, they sitting up here thinking that's a freaking nice guarantee. That ain't shit. Just ask the Haneys. They'll tell you 20 million ain't shit to Tank. 20 million might be something to a fighter that ain't never made 5 million or 10 million. You know what I'm saying? If you offer to a fighter like that. But we're talking about a fighter who's on pay-per-view making that money already, selling out arenas. Man, y'all don't come up here and compare Haney to Gervonta Davis and selling out and doing ticket sales. Y'all need to stop that bullshit, bro. Because no matter what you do, no matter how many lies you filter out to the people, it ain't gonna change what's recorded. His numbers are recorded. They're much higher than Haney, and also a 20 million guarantee, absent of the details on the back end of how the contract is structured. That's the information I need. How is the split? Anybody? Anybody? Please, I'm just saying, anybody can tell me what the split is? Nelly Content Entertainment, what's good? What's good with you? Salute to you. Salute WCS, everyone in the chat, salute. Gervonta Davis is the money guy in boxing. Hey Nelly, maybe you can answer this question. If they gave Gervonta Davis a $20 million split, and Devin Haney, you know, I'm just trying to throw markers out there, just guesses. I know he's not getting 5 million, and Tank is getting 20 million guaranteed. That'll be another look, and he's the WBC champion. It's not. It's not even. Look, I couldn't fathom them taking 5 million, just a little bit more than what they took for Kambosos to go over to Australia, right? So let's just level it up to 10 million. So that's 30 million that they have to, whoever the guarantor is over there, you know, at the zone, whoever the guarantor is, that's 30 million for that fight. Now, one thing about this, that promotion got to get paid. They got to have an understanding that they're not trying to lose money like this. Even though it's been on record that they lost money, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about this particular fight. So you take 30 million, and then being the Gervonta has already made this amount of money, how do you language the remaining part of the contract for the split of both fighters to appease what Tank, to get him close to, or whatever he's negotiating, close to or more than what he did in the Ryan Garcia fight? Because people always talk about the price yesterday isn't today's price. Okay, so if that is indeed the case, why are they trying to make Gervonta go back just off a guarantee of 20 mil, which takes him far off the common path of what he made with Ryan Garcia? Isn't the whole purpose is to get more and more, to increase your cap, to become much more of a lucrative prize fighter? That is the goal, right? So if that is the goal, why are we up here playing like this shit is very informative breaking news? This is trash. It's toilet water at the end of the day. Because all it is getting gullible casual boxing fans out here on the YTC to look at 20 million offer, and they don't really care about the business. I don't either. I always tell you, I don't give a fuck about the numbers. But since we're talking about it, and this is supposed to be the topic of discussion, I'm going to say something about it. So tell me, what is Devin Haney getting guaranteed? I'll be damned, it's 15 million. So he can, I can only say, okay, 10 million. So nobody else is getting nothing off that. You know, Gervonta is getting 20 million even. That's all he's making off the fight. And Devin's getting 10 million. Does that sound right to you? Does that sound like a plan? That Team Davis is not getting anything off the pay-per-view, and they ain't getting shit. Who is coming up with this money, bro? How much is a pay-per-view sales going to be? What is the price tag going to be on here? I'm not saying this fight is unwatchable. I'm not saying it's unwatchable. Now, what I mean by unwatchable, I'm not saying people are just not going to pay for it. It's Gervonta that's included in here now, and Devin Haney. They're going to watch. It's all about the combining of both fan bases, two black fighters. Do they have the star power of a Crawford Spence? Equally, no. No, not at all. Like Crawford and Spence had equal, equitable star power when it came to the backstory of that fight and everything else. This fight right here is coming out of nowhere. Yes, people have talked about it, but when you get people that's projecting arrows in all directions, it's really no rivalry there. This ain't a rivalry. Spence and Crawford turned into a rivalry. Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney is not a rivalry, y'all. Gervonta and Tank is not a rivalry. Gervonta Esau Cruz is not a rivalry. It's not a rivalry. Leo Santa Cruz Tank, not a rivalry, bro. This fight ain't no rivalry. You know what I'm saying? They was talking back and forth with T.O. thinking they was going to get the fight. That didn't turn into a rivalry. T.O.'s up there doing promo videos at the headquarters of Top Rank and doing shit. Come on, man. It's levels to this shit. Why they ain't going after T.O.? Because guess what? They're going to have to pay him. They ain't fucking with T.O. T.O. up there talking to the execs with no shirt on. doing commercials. I'm a boxer. Come on, bro. You think you're not going to pay T.O.? Devin Haney think he's better than everyone. This is complete disrespect to Gervonta Davis. What's going on, AHE, man? I see you on deck. What's good? Honor on deck. What's good? Everything will be revealed with Tank's next fight. Let's see if he's paid $50 million for the next Mexican bum he picks. Okay, so Honor said, let's see if Tank is get paid $50 mil. Now peep this out. So if you feel that if somebody earlier had put something in the chat, you know what I'm saying, and answered their own question too, right? So you're basically saying, let's see if he gets paid $50 million. You're the only one that'll be looking for see if he get paid $50 million. I'm not really looking to see what he get paid every fight. All I'm trying to say to you is that he's been up to that point where he had a fight with Ryan Garcia and he has met those numbers. He has met that margin. There one. That's all I'm saying. He has met that margin. So therefore, if he met the margin, 40, 45, 50 million, and he fights another Mexican bum, as you call it, and he makes above 20 million, that proves my point. I just need to know the details on the back end. Because you have to understand, let's talk the AB, the Alpha Bravo, okay? As much as I don't like, going into this Alpha Bravo shit. Let me just briefly touch on this Alpha Bravo bullshit. You have to look at it like this. When you have someone like Devin Haney, who's a bigger name than most, and you're saying the Mexican bomb, Gervonta Davis is highlighting your statement there, one. You know why he's highlighting your statement? Because you're saying he has the potential to get paid more than 20 million fighting a Mexican bum, knowing that Mexican bum is not going to be getting paid what Devin Haney will be potentially if he's requesting at least 10 million out this fight. So when you want to know how the money's going to be disseminated out to these opponents, Gervonta is going to get the heavier end comparable to the Mexican bum you're talking about. He's still going to get paid. Why? Because they want to come out and see him fight. That's my whole purpose in trying to elucidate that to you. I'm trying to clean it up and get you some clarification, bro. That if you fight a Mexican bum and get more than 20 million, right? He's still winning regardless if he fought a Mexican bum or whoever he fought. It can be a U.S. bum. You know what I'm saying? It can be a North Carolina bum, a South Carolina bum. It can be a Russian bum. If Tank is up here getting more than 20 million, it proves my point. He's worth more than 20 million. Canelo goes in here and he's getting more than 20 million guaranteed sometime. Let's just say Canelo get 15, 20 million guaranteed. And he's definitely getting way more on the back end. The percentage split is crazy. He's not worrying about this small talk. He's not worrying about it. And nor should Gervonta Davis. If Davis doesn't hold the titles, but yet he's still bringing in the revenue and the money, he is continuing to ascend on the pay scale as a prize fighter. So you can come over here and leave a comment and say a Mexican bum. But if Tank Davis is exceeding the 20 million that's supposed to be breaking news on the YTC, you just proved my point. He's able to do that. Can Devin do it? Can Devin fight a Mexican bum and get paid 20 million guarantee? That's what you should be asking yourself, bro. Can he fight a Mexican bum and get 20 million guarantee? If Tank can fight a Mexican bum and get 20 million guarantee plus, you're proving my point. That's all. You proving my point, big dog. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting me mad by saying a Mexican bum. I mean, I don't feel no type of way about it. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. But he is the pay-per-view star. It ain't no novice. No, he is the pay-per-view star. I don't care how many people bloviate these numbers and talk about, oh, he sold out in San Francisco. He sold, bro, he ain't come close to Tank. He ain't coming close to Tank. In other words, Gervonta Davis got it like that already. Facts. The devil's in the back end details for sure. The devil's are the details. That's all I want to know. I want to know the details on the back end, because no one's gonna convince me that Team Haney with the belt is gonna take 5 million, 6 million. I don't see it. So I'm leveling it out of 10, right? That's 30 million that the guarantor has to suffice and make whole and pay up. And now the promoters and everybody else got to get paid now. And you're talking about Tank looking at what he made with Ryan Garcia and say, why am I going to make a sacrifice for you? When you're trying to say, I need to move up to a heavier division, fight a bigger fighter who's telling the public, which should have kept his mouth shut, real talk. But when you riding on elimination, process of elimination, you're sitting up here eliminating the most dangerous opponents, you're going to speak out loud. But your silence, if you was really about trying to get that moment, you should have remained silent. But Devin put it out there. Hey, you move up to a division, ain't no catch weight, and ain't no rehydration. You don't want the fight then. Because you ain't going to browbeat freaking Team Davis, bro. You don't want the fucking fight. Real talk. I'm just being honest on what I feel. You don't want the freaking fight, bro. You don't want the fight, big dog. You are not trying to get the fight because you know you're not going to kick down the door and sit up here and finger point and force him to do anything, bro. If a boxer is making the amount of money that you're dreaming on making by fighting so-called Mexican bums, what is longer? What is longer? I ain't from this era Did I say pause after everything? Because I'm speaking English. I don't know what's up with these niggas thinking everything deals around dick and a nigga and all that. What is longer? When you unfold the WBC belt or when you get that freaking paycheck and them zeros mean something? It's like that's where it extends longer when you're talking about commas. Them commas are a motherfucker. Because the comma is quite different than a decimal, nigga. The commas are different than a decimal. And when you got them zeros after them commas, that shit extend a long freaking way rather than just unfolding the belt. If Tank is up here making them millions without freaking belts, no sanctioning fees like that, really? Who's smarter? When he look at his account, when he's at his home, who's smarter? Who's trying to tell you the game? How many, look, y'all, how many times do we have to see these boxers that's broke and coming back to the sport fighting because they need some money and they too damaged to go out here and get a regular job because it's embarrassing and they just not, they're not willing to just sit and make that small amount of change, right? So they got to come back and try to make something like 7,000, 10,000 a freaking fight. And they the B-side. They way past their prime. Now, let's replay this again. Bill Haney saying that Tank Davis turned down a guaranteed $20 million to fight Devin. So my question is to the guarantor of the $20 million, because Tank versus Devin Haney aren't doing anywhere near what Tank versus Ryan pay-per-view buys did. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, Rick don't know what he's talking about and all that. Listen, let's just say he don't know. Has Devin been with somebody, been with a fighter that got close to the pay-per-view numbers that Tank has done outside of Garcia? Just outside of Garcia. I mean, I'm just saying, just outside of Garcia. Has it? What was the numbers between him and Lomachenko? What was the whopping numbers between him and Kambosos in Australia twice? Let's not even go to Jojo Diaz. What was him and Jojo Diaz numbers? That's 4 fights. That's 4 fights prior to Regis, right? That's 4 fights. You had Lomachenko, George Kambosos twice, and Jojo Diaz. Does any of them, were they on pay-per-view like that to do the numbers outside of another pay-per-view other than Ryan Garcia and Tank? So let's just say no. November Oscar, right? So it brings us to this point again. How does Gervonta Davis benefits off a $20 million fluff that only blows fast in the wind? And when it comes in front of you, it looks like something is moving in the right direction, but all it's doing is just moving farther and farther and further away from even being relevant. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the Western movies? Before they really get to the action, they show the damn little town and they show the tumbleweed blowing through that motherfucker. That's what I see this 20 million off. It's like tumbleweed. When you see the motherfucker on TV, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? But when you see it in person, tumbleweed, that motherfucker can be a whole motherfucking bush sometime. But I'm looking at this and I'm asking myself, can someone present me with any type of details? Because I know Devin ain't taking no 5 million. And Tank is fighting 20. I'm taking 20. They said, for real? We offering you 20 million. Who is we? 20 million guaranteed, and what else is on the table? What's the split looking like? How much is Devin getting? 10 million? He got to be getting 10 million. That's 30 mil right there. I mean, come on now. How do we spread the rest of the icing on the cake, y'all? Help me understand on this Saturday now. It's after 1 o'clock now. Come on now. Eastern Standard Time. Help me understand all this shit that's going on in YTC. Look, let me drop the link. I know who that management was over there doing a live. Maybe who that would like to come over here and explain, right, some of the business part of how this makes sense. Because I'm not, that's not my field. That's not my AOR. That's not my area of responsibility. But who that? If you can come over here and explain this part of the business aspect, I would appreciate that. Who that? Explain the situation on what you think is going on. Explain why do you believe that Tank should take the 20 million and he's the one have to do all the moving. He has to relieve himself from 135 pounds to a heavy division to fight a guy who just weighed in on fight day at 165 pounds. So Tank, being a smaller fighter, once again, right, he has to go up and try to appease someone who's not doing his pay-per-view numbers, who's not making millions, and just in defense of a title that he already had at 140. He already had a WBA Reggie Shawty. What would you think he want to go and get a WBC and vacate it? You see how I'm talking about? This fight don't make no sense, bro. Like, and look, it has to make money, first of all. It has to make money sense. If you're saying we was offering you 40 million guaranteed, then I would say, okay, that's a lot of good money. And he getting something off the back end, okay, cool. 40 million, that's cool. But a measly 20 million is a bag of peanuts. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a bag of peanuts, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Say, anytime you post on Rick Glaser shows your knowledge and just believe anything to be honest. Don't nobody know what's going on. Not you, not me. Start running with any narrative. Well, first of all, I'm sitting still. I'm not running. I'm not double timing, as they call it in the core. And furthermore, if it's social media, that means if I have a platform, I can speak on it. I can elaborate, and how I elaborate can basically convince you if I'm believing it or I'm just pretty much encapsulating what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you my opinion. And when you come over here, you act like I put this out there. Who's to say that Rick Glaser is wrong? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to say a level of knowledge, but yet you didn't put in there what you disagree with. You're wrong because it's Rick Glaser and you butthurt about it. So just put in the chat. Don't nobody time them out or anything like that. Because the hottest chat in the MFing game, we don't do that, you know, unless you get real stupid. But if you're saying that I run with everything, all I'm doing is reading off a freaking tweet. Tell me where he's wrong. Is he wrong in saying what? What part of this tweet is wrong? What part of it? Him saying Devin and Tank don't do anywhere near Tank versus Garcia? Is that what you're mad at? He's saying that Devin and Tank doesn't do nowhere near Tank and Ryan? Is that why you were perturbed? I can understand it, you know, because it's boxing talk. You have a lot of people just dropping in, and whether they have some type of feeling about the host or just the fighters that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do a 10-person's chat, just word of advice, if you want to stay in the chat, it's not conducive for you to tell me to stop doing anything, because you are under here with the link in the chat, and you could have very well clicked the link and basically express yourself. But you're telling me to stop doing something, and you don't even support the channel to begin with. So I appreciate you stopping by with that little bit of time that you gave me. But I agree with Rick Glaser on this. Yeah, I agree. I think you do too. That's why you're mad. Adam on deck. He said Bill Haney needs to stop running his mouth before I slap him. And Bill Haney needs to stop running his mouth before I slap him. Haney and a decent, legit champion. Tank is a monster. Devin can run for 11 rounds, but he would get caught. Tank. I mean, what are you talking about? You gonna slap Bill, man? Look, that's one thing. I'm not advocating all that damn violence, because you know how long Bill been in them streets, these YTC streets. I ain't seen nobody slap him yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen nobody slap him yet. And look, just because he's talking shit and he moved the way he do, what, he deserved to be slapped? I don't think that's stupid. Anyway, we're talking about the business. Just because Bill be capping a lot, I want to know what's the details with Devin Haney side of the bargain, because I don't see the gap being closing another 20 mil for Tank. If I'm hearing he got paid over 40 mil for Ryan Garcia, how is this back end gonna suffice to cover the gap and Devin still get a piece of the pie? It must be a thin, I'm talking about super thin slice. It must be a super duper uber thin slice on the back end. I'm talking about 3%. Was it 97.3? Are we talking about 97.3? Can that even be done in 97.3? Is he getting 3% on the back end, shawty? Is he getting 3% on the back end? How are they going to close the gap to level out what Tank got paid against Garcia? I don't see it. What's going on, Sammy? How you feeling? Appreciate you being on deck, big dog. W says, what's cooking? Hot grease. Yes, sir. You know how we do it. You know how we do it. I just don't get it, man. The guarantor, it makes all the sense in the world. You know what I'm saying? What Rick Lace is talking about. The link is in the chat for Who That Management if he wants to come and explain the business. Because, you know what I'm saying, with what everything the Tank had put out there previously about this one right here. Al was supposed to call me last night, but he didn't. Probably going over that deal with Steven that nobody told me about. So if you see me elsewhere, you know what's up. So that deal right there has nothing to do with this $20 million offer. That's just, man, it's just air, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit is just canned air. It comes out cold, and that's about it. It gives you a little shock value. You get it too close to your skin, you know, it'll bubble up. It's just canned air, bro. Anybody can tell me? Because I know this deal right here, the Tank talking about, it's not no 20 million. You know, it don't have nothing to do with this damn Devin's offer. It has absolutely nothing to do with it. And they already know he has other things going on. So what is Devin getting? 10 million? So if that's the case, one of you bobblehead bandits, please explain to me, what is the split on the back end? What is Devin getting? How is Tank going to get paid equal? And if he's not going to get paid equal to what he fought with Ryan Garcia, then why should he take the fight with you? Why? What's the purpose? He's at a lower division. You fought a smaller Lomachenko last fight. You just fought a smaller Regis Prograis, and now you want to fight a smaller Tank. You see the trend here? Why should he appease you at 140 just because you have a WBC belt and you weighing 165 on fight night, telling people that I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that? Well, you ain't gonna do it. You ain't trying to make the fight. There ain't gonna be no catch weight. It ain't gonna be no rehydration clause. Well, you ain't trying to make the fight, dog. You ain't trying to make the fight. Point blank, period. You ain't trying to make the fight. Point blank, period. You are pretty much telling the world what you ain't gonna do, as if Gervonta is seeking you out to fight. No, how stupid is it? if you are proposing this to him, and you're talking about you sending a 20 million guarantee, but you saying this what ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do that. How do you expect for the negotiation to work with somebody who don't need you? Then we go over this with Crawford Spence. He said he didn't need Spence for his career. But the difference between Crawford and Spence, that fight made sense, right? It made sense for several years. And then, you're talking about for Undisputed. The finale for the pot of gold was way bigger than this fight at 140. Way bigger. So when you talk about what you ain't gonna do, you acting like Gervonta is trying to ride your coattail or whatever the case may be, and he needs you on his resume. He needs you for the big stage. He's already been on the big stage. So you bobblehead bandits, can you explain to the public how does Gervonta get benefited off a low guarantee, right? A low freaking guarantee outside of giving us the details on the back end of how he's going to fill that gap to come close to what he made with Garcia. And then the no rehydration, no catch weight and all that. Bro, you ain't trying to fight. Just tell him you want to fight somebody at the WBA, because Matias is out the window. T.O. is not even in the window. And then, okay, throw Gervonta, who's at 135 away. So man, you pretty much brushed off what people was going to say. You ain't going to offer Shakur. Offer Shakur, since y'all got 20 million, offer Shakur a fight to move up to 140. Offer him that type of money. If you saying 20 million, offer Shakur some freaking nice guarantee money to fight then. He'll move up to 140 and fight you. And you can come in there 165. Try that shit with him. That's a option for you. Call Shakur up, cause you ain't gonna get the fight with damn Tank doing that bullshit. See if Shakur take the fight. He's already a 3-weight world champion. Talk to him. He'll surely want to fight for 4-weight. You know what I'm saying? He'll definitely want to fight for a 4-weight belt, man. His 4th championship. Divisional championship. Hell yeah. That's your goal right there. If you still want to have somebody this, that, and the other, call Shakur. Look, you can't hate Shakur. You can't say, oh man, I want to do business with him more than what you hate Tank, because both of y'all been going at each other's throat. So therefore, call Shakur up and offer him that money. I know for a fact he'll take less than a 20 million guarantee. I know that's where you can have some leverage. He'll take less. But one thing you got to understand, Shakur is a 3-weight world champion. He is a 3-weight world champion. Right? He is a 3-weight world champion, bro. So he's not going to take a bag of peanuts to fight you either. But yet, those bag of peanuts won't be as heavy as you will have to make it for Tank. Well, I don't know. He said you act like Tank got money to pay people. That's Al Heyman. D-Town, what are you talking about, bro? I never said Tank had money to pay nobody. I'm talking about them offering him 20 million guarantee. Usually the A side is the one that sends it, right? But in this case, they want the fight with Tank. I never said Tank had money to pay anybody. I'm speaking more so of what Tank made, bro. Let me see if you even said, dang, D-Town, you come here, you don't even say what's up to the host or nothing. Nigga, you don't have my attention like that. I'm just gonna be real. You come in here just dropping a comment, and you haven't even been here from the inception of the live stream. But you just think, you just gonna come in here and not say what up? It's like that. Look, when you call the boxing voice, you introduce yourself. You go in the whole run through, right? You don't even say what's up to the host. Quentin, what's good? He trying to stall, not trying to really fight Tank. Man, he's, if you ever want to take yourself out of really trying to convince people you want to fight. All you got to do is give them a low ball offer. You know what I'm saying? They trying to give Tank an offer to come fight them as if they the A side. They say, we offered you 20 million. But yet D-Town coming here talking about Al Heyman. They're offering Tank 20 million guarantee. So if we talking about Al Heyman, we don't even know what the fuck the deal is structured in Amazon. That makes it even more funnier, because I left them out in the entire equation. I'm more so focused on the 20 million guarantee that they're sending over there supposedly for Tank. You know what I'm saying? In a co-promotional fight. In a co-promotional fight, y'all. You got to be doing something right there that says you getting D-Block's attention. Nigga, you better say what's up to the host. Come over here, think I'm going to read your comments talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come over here, just intervene in somebody's chat. Like, nigga, have some courtesy, man. It's all about talking boss, but damn, nigga, you fucking with a channel, you just over here to fuck with a channel. Do call-ins and facts. But my brother, facts. You defending your boy and not opening your eyes. You know, Tank walk around weight is 160. It's been heard before in the audio on the weigh-in when he fought. So what does that got to do with anything? I've heard his walk around weight. We're not talking about no walk around weight that D-Town. Come on, you paying attention, bro? We're talking about, if we mention Devin Haney's 165, that's what he weighed in on freaking fight night. You know what I'm saying? He nigga probably at 185 in between fights. But that wasn't even the topic of discussion. You getting off the common path, you know what I'm saying, of conversation. We're not talking about what Gervonta Davis walk around weight is. That's irrelevant. He's a 135-pound lightweight fighter right now. Right? He went up to 140 and fought Mario Barrios. So what? He fought Ryan Garcia at 136. It wasn't at 140? And still, if Tank is the one making the money on the pay-per-view, why does he have to appease to go up a weight class and fight a bigger fighter that's weighing in at 165, that's a middleweight, damn near super middleweight? What's his purpose? What's his overall benefit, bro? Come on, man. Just grab the magic wand and ask David Copperfield, can he perform this one last trick there, D-Town? Just one last trick and bring that answer to me. How does it benefit Tank Davis? We're not talking about weight now, unless we're talking about the weight of the money. You know what I'm saying, D-Town? The money. Let's talk about the weight of the money. You really think 20 million guarantee is something special? And the man has made more with Ryan Garcia? Well, who gives a fuck about walk around weight? We want to talk about the weight that's going to be in his bank account prior to when negotiation and everything is completed. What is he getting? What are the details? If you can't give me the freaking details, brother, you just like me. You giving opinions. Barrios, they heard his trainer said that fact. And look. Hey, he scooped up that title for his third division. Barrios a non-factor right now in this conversation. He doesn't fight at 135. He doesn't fight at 140, but he does fight at 147 to bring up those to basically make a point when you're the one going around the entire social media layer and telling people, oh, we offer you 20 million, Tank. Man, come on, man. Tank fights at 135. D Block come on here and talk about Al Heyman. Nobody talking about Al Heyman. We talking about the Haney said they offer him 20 million guaranteed. What is everything else looking like? What's the other details? What are we talking about? The weight class. What you don't you want to say? Oh, you coming here? He don't need your title, bro. He already had a title at 140. What's the benefit of him coming up for 20 million guarantee to fight a freaking super middleweight? and now everybody want to say, well, Tank, he sparred bigger fighters in the past. He fought taller fighters in the past. Who cares? How does he have to appease Devin Haney in this fight? Isn't it Devin that want to fight Tank? Because I don't see Tank up here saying, yeah, fight Devin. And anybody who's saying it's a duck, you sound stupid as hell. You know what I'm saying? These are people who basically ate their food when they were slid beneath the closet door in the basement. And they had a little freaking candlelight from the box of matches that they had. They didn't get out much. For real. They just coming in here happy to be a part of what society looked like in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? They still haven't quite adjusted yet. And they just come up here talking some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? They're a casual boxing fan, bro. They don't know how in the hell to make sense of this. You at a higher division and you want Tank to come up there and fight for a guarantee. And you tell him what you ain't gonna do. No catch weight. I ain't gonna have no rematch clause. I ain't gonna do this. Okay. All right. Okay. And you ain't gonna get the fight. I mean, period. And you ain't gonna get the fight. I mean, what are you looking to gain from this shit? Telling people, oh, I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna do this. Oh, you sounding tough and all, but you're disrespecting the whole type of the model when it comes to the business of boxing, because you pretty much once again doing what the Bella and Cambosis did to y'all for the titles. It's just that Gervonta ain't looking for your title. You want the opportunity to get the belts for leverage. Got them, you succeeded. But Tank ain't looking for y'all, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. He ain't looking. So you worried about this bag. U.S. account, I don't give opinions, my brother. I don't give rats about his money. I don't benefit from making the fight. So you don't give a damn about his money. Okay. I got it, bro. I got it. Maybe if you're talking about Shakur Stevenson, maybe it should be more so, you're trying to find out, can he get Shakur Stevenson, since they have a $20 million budget to work with guaranteed money. I'm pretty sure y'all can finesse, Shakur Stevenson to taking some of that guarantee money. Give him some guarantee money like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for somebody to be bigger than from 135, Shakur Stevenson is that lightweight too. Like I said earlier, give him, since y'all got a $20 million budget to give away in the guarantee money, try to see if Shakur Stevens is willing to fill that void and give the fans a fight that they would like to see. That's all I'm saying, man. Hey, the audio, the same audio you talking about, plenty of us has heard the same audio. It's not like, these channels don't freaking try to step on each other's kneecaps to be the first to put information out there. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz. Some more salute to you, Bruce. What's good with OG? How you feeling, man? Can't believe these tank protectors are actively still saving How can someone save someone that then they're not in danger? Hey, it looks like to me. Look, it looks like to me that he ain't in no type of danger, bro. Look, these dialogues become a little deleterious when you get the actual non-tank supporters coming over here all frustrated and have this temperament like they pouting and throwing a tantrum. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Don't come over here with those words because look, he don't have to do anything in this equation. He's in an entirely different division, a division that Haney used to be in. And look, when Haney was there, he had obligations. He had obligations locked in contractually. When he got to the point of getting the belts, he had obligations. He had contractual obligations that he had to meet. He couldn't pull out after winning the first Kambosos fight. His rematch was deemed a mandatory rematch. So he couldn't jump up out of that Aussie double. He completed the Aussie double successful, and he had one more commitment, and that was fighting for Vasily Lomachenko. So when he was at 135, why wasn't this $20 million guarantee put up there? They wanted to fight Regis. Wouldn't Gervonta Davis be a bigger fight than him and Regis? Wouldn't Regis have been there at 140 after you tried to put this out there? See, all this like mumbo jumbo shit, it's just, it gets certain people confused, bro. That's all. It gets certain people confused. Not all people, but certain people confused. Real talk. It gets certain people confused. Why wasn't this guarantee offer put out there prior to Regis? Why are we hearing all these fighters' names, like Matias and all that, after the belt? Why is Gervonta Davis even a topic of discussion when he's the A side between him and Devin? There's people up here talking about what they ain't gonna do. But you gotta understand, Gervonta ain't looking for you. He's making millions without it. So when you say you ain't gonna do, you only letting people know that, hey, I'm really got my sights for somebody else. I just want to make Tank feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's December. It ain't too much boxing going on. It's December. We're about to have this card coming up tonight, and then we got the 23rd, and then we got the 26th. I think the 26th. You know what I'm saying? We got a little boxing to carry over, to carry the year out and usher in 2024. But if I'm guessing, Tank is not going to be looking for him in the early part of 2024, desperately saying, yeah, I want to go up there and fight the bigger fighter. And because Tank walks around at 160, man, we're talking about on fight night, nigga. We ain't talking about no goddamn walk around weight. Come on, bro. But it's all good. Your boy can spar heavyweights like Coach Ford said. He catches bullets with his teeth. Yeah, I like to see that. Do you have a video out there where he's catching a bullet with his teeth? And then also, if you can give me that video and have a circle around the actual bullet when it leaves the chamber, and when he actually catch it in the middle of a combination. I would like that. If you can drop the link over here, please. I would like that. I would like that. That would be very, very entertaining to watch. For real. But when it comes down to Shakur, we too defensive. How Tank going to catch him? Too boring, and Haney too boring. I never said that. You bringing other people's information over here. That's never my language. That's not my wording. I don't know why you do it. Like, you need to speak as if you explaining that. You making it seem like I said that. So you may be confusing those that's in the chat, but nah. Tank Davis is doing boxing fans what Donald Trump is doing to MAGA followers. Man, keep it on boxing, because that just ain't making no sense. Y'all everywhere. Can't y'all stay on topic? Can't y'all stay on topic? All that is not going to change the fact that Gervonta is the A side out of him and Devin. But he's not looking for Devin. Devin's looking for him. And if you come looking for somebody putting out to the YTC community that you offer him a guaranteed 20, but what you ain't gonna do, isn't that the part of negotiations? So if you're already you're telling the public it's not gonna happen, it don't make any sense because you're explaining to the public something you should be discussing behind the scenes, behind closed doors. Why are you telling people what you ain't gonna do? Does that make any sense? Real talk. Does it make any sense for you to put out to the public what you ain't gonna do with Tank? I thought y'all were trying to offer him $20 million, but yet you out here telling people what you ain't gonna do, and y'all not even in negotiations yet. So already, if it was something that was supposed to be negotiated or going to be negotiated, and that was one of them about a catch weight and rehydration, you just pretty much basically ruin that purposely because you're not trying to make the fight. You want to let the public know what you ain't going to do already. But isn't that something you're supposed to do in negotiations if you truly want to fight? Yes, it is. I will answer the question. It is. That's something you're supposed to do in negotiations if you truly want to fight. You know, they ain't been in the game for 2 days. They know damn well putting that information on what they ain't going to do, what they ain't going to do. You know why they saying that? Because Spence came out after the fact. And that's why I can respect Spence for negotiation with Crawford. Boy, I'm not going to respect the Haney's attempting to negotiate some phantom deal with Gervonta Davis. Why? Because Spence knew the magnitude of the fight. And that's why he made concessions, because he had no other choice but to. He wanted to fight for a belt that Crawford had. So he had to come off with the concessions to benefit both parties. Both of them made good, solid money. 2 black boxers. Now we have this pair of black boxers. You know what I'm saying? And one is acting like he's the A side. Hey, he want to act like he's 50-50 in this mother. I mean, come on, man. You want to talk about 20 million guarantee? Okay, man. That shit's hilarious, dog. The topic is he's stealing from the boxing fans by fighting only winnable opponents. Well, is he the only one? Is he the only one, though? If you feel that way, just make sure he's the only one. Is he 101? Is Tank 101? Is he the only one that's basically doing the business of boxing? Because it's some questionable fights that Canelo had that people didn't want to see. Just like he had a year plus promissory note to Avni Yildirim. Didn't nobody want to see that. But he did fight him. You know what I'm saying? He fought him. Why? Nobody didn't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? He fought Rocky Fielding when he initially moved up. You know what I'm saying? Rocky Fielding. Just think about that name. Rocky Fielding. Amazing. Stopped him with a body shot, too, in the 3rd round. But did anybody was looking for Rocky Fielding? Yeah, we know already Tank won't fight Shakur. So are we talking about Tank fight Shakur? Or are we talking about the topic of $20 million offer? He won't fight Haney. He won't fight. Let's keep it real. You defending your boy so real. Talk. Who do you want him to fight? And cause look like you happy too. If I sound happy, it's because it's Saturday. It's fight day, right? And I'm just trying to determine why you're using the word in your comment. You said I'm defending. I'm not defending anything that's really not there. Like it's no realism to this shit. Like, first of all, the 20 million, if they did offer it, right? It was just a bluff move to put out there with nothing behind it. A 20 million guarantee can be put out there to any basic opponent that really haven't been able to make that type of money before. But we're talking about Tank Davis. He's obviously been there, done that already. Like I need for you to do, I need for you to find out the details What's the details? What's the details on the back end? Let's stay on topic, bro. Can you locate the details on the back end? How much do you think Haney is getting? If they're offering a $20 million guarantee to Tank, how much money do you think Haney is getting there, D-Town? And everybody else in the chat. You know what I'm saying? How much do you think Haney is getting paid? Try not to keep repeating the same thing, bro. How much do you think Haney is getting paid off a $20 million guarantee? How much do you think he's getting paid? I don't want to hear nothing else. Just tell me how much you think Haney's getting paid off this $20 million guarantee. It's good to know that people are concerned about the wrong thing, because at the end of the day, Tank is still the A side in all of this. He's already been there, done that. So regardless of what's been said in the chat, I know cheerleaders, they're always looking to improve their squad each and every time. I do see some cheerleaders that's out there, and it's good to get practice on the weekend. That's when you can really, you know what I'm saying, get your cheers together and all that. But right now, I'm trying to find out how much Haney is going to get paid off a $20 million guarantee to Gervonta Davis. How's that going to work? How's it going to work if you're trying to say Tank has to move up from 135 to 140, no rematch clause, no catch weight, no nothing? Is that really going to happen? Come on, people. Or y'all just want to come over here and show love? And you know, come on, man. Y'all just want to come over here and talk, but yet y'all don't have no freaking evidence to what I'm talking about. Y'all can't stay on topic. Yeah, it does matter how much Haney's getting paid, because the Grand Tour has to come up with the money. So if you're just going off what the so-called offer was, you have to factor that in consideration and see if it's even a legitimate offer. If they offering $20 million guaranteed, the Haney's got to get paid too. You think they're going to get paid $5-6 million, and he's getting paid $20 million guarantee? What is the relevance of him fighting at a higher weight class to defend his belt, and he's the champion, and he get paid more than Tank? I mean, less than Tank, way less than Tank. What is it supposed to prove if he don't benefit from a payday? Because Tank ain't bringing no belts up to 140. So you trying to tell me Devin just defending his WBC title is relevant, and also him getting paid less money again, just like he did with George Kambosos? Man, come on, this shit ain't making no sense, man. I'm educating too much, man. Look, I'm educating people too much, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm educating y'all too much, for real. I need something to so I can elevate my energy. All y'all doing is in the chat and swinging them pom poms back and forth and doing your cheers, but you ain't answering my question. Explain me how that's supposed to happen. Explain me that. You think that they're gonna take a low offer like they had to do for Kambosos? How much are they getting paid out of the deal? That's all I want to know. It's a simple question, bro. You want to ask, and I'm doing you a favor by even entertaining the cheerleading squad in there, because you keep asking, but you're not staying on topic. You're talking about Shakur Stevenson. No, we're talking about $20 million guarantee. I want to hear everything encompassing that deals with this offer. How much is Devin Haney getting out the deal? He's not the one requesting the fight, bro. Are you paying attention? He's not the one requesting the fight. He's not the one requesting the fight. So how dare I speak on something outside of the topic? I'm not doing role reversals and shit today. All I want to do is talk about what's out here on the social media in its format. The format is that a $20 million offer was presented to Tank. 20 million. And then the cheerleading squad come up here talking about I'm defending Tank. Tank did not request the $20 million guarantee, nor did he request a fight with Haney. This is a bluff. This is a pump. This is called pump faking. You put an offer out there and you know the fight is not going to be made, but to the casual, gullible, impotent boxing bobbleheads, they would try to push this narrative out there like 20 million is a lot of money for Tank. And he made that already. You know what I'm saying? If he made it already, once again, how is it beneficial to Tank without us knowing what the back end? What is the back end? What is the back end, yo? 97% to 3%? Tank get 97 of the pay-per-views and all that? What is the back end in all this? How much is he getting paid? Look, wouldn't you just look at this? Just look at this. Put your pom-poms down a little bit, rest, grab a goddamn Gatorade, you know what I'm saying? Fan yourself, right? Listen, what sense does it make for you to be the champion at 140? And what you ain't gonna do is fight at a catch weight or a rehydration clause. And you're talking about fighting a fighter that you want to fight. You need him. Why? Because he's making money on pay-per-view and you want a name that can get you the numbers. So if that is how you're trying to wager, you know what I'm saying, your pay-per-view with Tank Davis, your debut pay-per-view with Tank Davis, you're looking to make money. You're looking to go in there and make solid numbers. Something just ain't right. If 20 million is a guarantee for Tank, how much is Devin making? He ain't fighting for free. If you're talking about you offer him this money, what is he making? What is his? Look, he's defending his WBC title. It's not the other way around. So he's saying he ain't gonna do this. He ain't gonna. Oh, he's supposed to be the A side because he's throwing the offer. He's the A side or something. Oh man, this shit don't stop, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, goddamn Gervonta got these dudes hyped for the wrong reason. He got them tight, y'all. They hype and tight. You know what I'm saying? They just frustrated. Haney is the B-side. He doesn't call the shots. He need to understand he is not in a position to be making offers to Tank. End of story. Zip that shit up in a goddamn sandwich bag, man. Put it in a brown bag, roll it up and serve it out to, put it out there to FedEx, say, hey man, can you drop this off for Team Haney over there in Vegas? Real talk, Samuel. You know what I'm saying? How is that not resonating around, man? How is that not resonating? If Samuel can understand this shit, why isn't other pundits that follow the sport able to understand and give clarification? Y'all just over here talking about some other shit, bro. So you're guessing it's a 60-40. Listen. It seems like it's inevitable that you're listening and paying attention to what I'm saying. Impossible. I asked you to tell me how much do you think Devin Haney is getting guaranteed? And you give me a 60-40 split. I didn't ask for a split. I want to know what you think Devin Haney is getting paid. If they offering Tank a 20 million guarantee, How much is Devin getting paid to defend his title at 140 pounds against Tank, who he wants to move up? Is he taking the lower cut? Is he taking the lower cut? And this is not about showing anything. You know what I'm saying? You're saying, okay, since Tank is not asking for the fight, I don't know what, I'm kind of confused that the Cruz, Matias, and all that offer Tank to fight him. I got to move on past that. Y'all got to make sure y'all typing slowly, because I'm not going to try to get a decoder up here. It's not called negotiations if that's not making any sense, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Devin Haney numbers what Regis did, terrible. But I'm pretty sure the house was jumping up and down. I can hear the people cheering. But when you're talking about Gervonta and Devin Haney, do you think it'll do larger numbers than Davis Garcia? Do you believe it's going to be able to produce larger pay-per-view numbers than Davis Garcia? Do you? So if it's called negotiations, somebody tell me in negotiations, what is the guarantee for Devin Haney, since y'all know? What is the guarantee? I want to hear the big facts. Y'all know the $20 million has been put out there, but did Bill release how much Devin is getting paid? What is the details on the back end? Huh? 80-20 Devin's way on the back end for pay-per-view? We're going to give you a $20 million guarantee, and that's going to be almost like a flat fee. You ain't going to make too much more after that period. Man, come on. That's probably why Tank team turned that shit down, dog. They tried to give Tank a flat fee of $20 million guarantee. They're like, man, stop it. They tried to goddamn Deontay Wilder him, man. Like Anthony Joshua was trying to give Deontay freaking $12 million flat fee back in the day, bro. And the nigga still mad to this day as if Deontay tried to give him $12 million flat fee. You know what I'm saying? Like, something just ain't right, bro. If it's big facts, answer my question. You all can't answer my question? Y'all can't answer my question? It's no need to wait on the response. They turned it down. Are you paying attention? They turned it down, bro. What are they waiting on Al Heyman for? Who said Al Heyman was part of the equation? Nobody said that. Nobody said Al Heyman was a part of the equation. Then isn't this whole, outcry on the YTC is that Tank turned down $20 million? So what are you talking about? Do you even watch? Are you reading? Are you staying close to that 31? Or you just out here for play? Isn't this why the whole breaking news that Tank turned down $20 million? So once again, how much money is Devin Haney making off this offer to the cheerleaders? If Haney was the A side, he could call the shots. Guys, it's what it is. Please, I hope that y'all understand. Hey, in the ball of public opinion, the Haneys are winning in this process real tight. So if we going through December, right, and you talking about somebody winning, that seems like child's talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems like child's talk. You just want to say somebody's winning. How do you win when you presented the offer that gained no traction towards, finishing the negotiations or any of that? It didn't even build up any traction. How do you consider to be winning? That doesn't sound smart of you, bro. It's almost like intellectually you just hear garrulous type of damn dialogue. You're not up here just trying to buckle down and have decent boxing conversation. You're up here for play. Seriously. You're just up here for play. Because how are they winning anything? If I offer you something and I want some benefit off of it too, and the only way I'm going to benefit, let's just say you and I was in negotiations for a fight. If I'm basically offering you something and I need some benefit off and you turn it down, how am I winning? Based off the point of you turning it down? No, I'm out. Because I was thinking that if I can get a fight with you, I can potentially make the most money I've made in my career. You turned it down, so I'm out of that negotiation process. Is there other alternatives? Okay, let's go over here to this guy and see. Is he going to be better than my first choice? No, there's a reason why I went with my first choice and not my second choice. So what are you talking about winning? It makes no sense, bro. It sounds, like you just over here just for, banter. And I know it's social media. It's okay to just come over here for banter, but that's a little bit, rudimentary right there to just say the Haney's winning, but yet Gervonta turned down the 20 million. So how is somebody winning anything? You won the fight against Regis, but if you want the biggest payday of your career and you're seeking out Tank, and you didn't get that, you back where you started with the payday that you got from Regis. The last time that I heard 60-40 was in 03, Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. They kick his ass in the rematch for that split. So a boxing fan, you advocating for these boxers? That's not even worth talking about. Public opinion doesn't pay the bills. Haney's will have to wait for Tank to make them an offer, not the other way around. That's all I'm trying to say. Tank didn't propose the fight. The Haneys are not the A side. They're trying to act like they're the A side, but they're going at a person that they know is no way, shape, or form that they'll be the A side. They always get on this YTC and talk about what side should present the offer. The A side present the offer. Well, Tank wasn't looking to make the fight. So they're going around telling people that, we offer him 20 million guaranteed, but you're not the A side. So they acting like, yeah, 20 million guaranteed, we're going to freaking have all the concessions in our favor. So they want to make it seem like they're going to put Tank in a position where he's the B side against them. Man, it ain't going to fucking work. Look, I ain't the only one that's been telling that. And for the ones who don't get how that shit working, man, you need to do more studying. Sit down in the desk, call a freaking substitute teacher, and have them explain this boxing shit to you. You're not going to offer somebody some money and say, well, if you're going to take the 20 million guarantee, then this is how it's going to go. These are concessions that we're going to get. We're going to do this, this, and this. And there ain't going to be no rehydration. There ain't going to be no weight, no catch weight. It's going to be everything we want it to be. And we giving you, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Y'all believe that shit? Y'all believe that shit? Come on, bro. Oh, man. Tank was going to call him, man. Him. He did not say anything about no Devin Haney deal. He told me Al was supposed to call. He's talking to Steve Espinosa. Al, I'm not gonna read your comments no more. If y'all just out here just putting lies up here for real. I can skip over that shit just like I'm jump roping, warming up for a damn cardio session for real. I don't care what every channel is talking about. I'm talking about it. If every channel is talking about it, kudos. But you're over here in my chat. So what are they saying that I'm not saying? And what am I saying that they're not saying that would have you in my chat? What did any one of them channels tell you how much Devin Haney is getting out of that offer? I'm telling you, they trying to make it seem like we're presenting the offer and we're going to have A-side concessions. And they're trying to treat Gervonta as if he's going to have to comply to what they're doing if he's going to get 20 million guaranteed. It ain't going to fucking work. You ain't talking to nobody who haven't been there, bro. Keep repeating yourself, man. So, I'm going to do you one better. It's just not something I continue to go back and forth. Y'all keep on saying the same thing. It's not beneficial to the listeners. It's get repetitive. You know what I'm saying? It's get repetitive because it's not going to change the fact that the fight's not happening. Do y'all know that? The fight's not happening. They turned down the fight. So right now, the fight's not going to be negotiated over the New Year's. Right? And it's been said that March, Tank is supposed to have a fight lined up. And I can guarantee you that fight he's having in March, if that's him, is not going to be against Devin Haney. It's not going to be about Devin Haney. So if y'all happy to sit up here and wave your pom-poms side to side like you just don't care, then understand one thing. How do you believe within your heart of hearts following the sport of boxing, that just because somebody will offer a 20 million guarantee to someone who's already made over 20 million in a career, that you will help, that you believe that they will say, okay, I'm agreeing to that because I need it. He doesn't need it. And then no telling what all the concessions was that the Haney's want. If we're putting up the money, we're doing everything. It's not gonna work with Tank them. He's not desperately seeking a fight with Haney, bro. He's not desperately seeking a fight. Two different divisions, man. Two different divisions. And they want to offer 20 million to a fighter who already have made 20 million in his career. Shout out to I Am Cam Edwards on deck, man. What it do, Cam? It's the hottest chat in the MF and game. What's good, W says? That's why they here. I'm just trying to figure it all out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what he's doing. That's why he declined the offer, because he is standing on business. He is standing on business. If you really break it down and decipher how he's really standing on business by turning down that 20 million, you'll understand what the numbers look like. Standing on business doesn't mean going to negotiations when the numbers is nowhere close to where you want them to be. And how long did how long you been following the sport? This is not in my area. But I can tell you point blank period, I'm standing on business if I'm looking for the best deal possible for me. And I'm the A-side fighter. I'm standing on business knowing I'm not about to go into negotiations and the numbers are too far off. No, it's called term sheets, bro. How long you been following the sport? We can talk about this without the negotiations. You know what I'm saying? What are the details on the term sheet? Send that shit via soft copy online. Get your people to talk to my people on the conference call. Let's talk about some shit. If 20 million is a freaking deal, and that's way off guarantee money, it's gonna have to be way more than that. Well, why go into negotiations? That don't sound smart, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I was just complimenting you the other day by, you be talking boxing, but obviously there's some discrepancies. hey, I gotta take away the D block. The D block gives you a little bit more status quo. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta downgrade you to D town. You know what I'm saying? Let's try D town, because D block, no. I thought you was holding all 10 toes. No. Let's call you D town. You say, do you want the fight? Why are you asking me, do I want the fight? I'm reporting on the business part of it. Why is the business? Because the man turned down 20 million. So he's standing on business to say, I'm worth more than that. I really don't need to go no further. I'm worth more than 20 million. Tank is worth more than 20 million right now. It don't matter if it's guaranteed or not. He's worth more than 20 million. So if they're going to give him a higher percentage on the back end, how does Devin make his money? And what does he benefit? All he doing is defending his title. If he want to take the lower pay and he's defending his title, it seems like he's trying to come in like he's the A side at 140. I'm just saying. Like I said, D-Town is up here talking about numbers that Devin Haney's never done. But yet you asking me, do I want to fight? You need to talk to Team Davis for that shit, dog. Oh, man. Al Money, what's good? Look, I look at it like this, man. If you're asking me, being that I'm not, at the table, I'm part of Team Davis, but you're talking about standing on business as if turning down offers doesn't mean you're not standing on business. You're standing on business by turning down offers, right? And if the offer is so far off the common path monetarily, then why do you even waste your time? Your people, your legal team is not going to waste the time because they know things that we don't know. We're just looking at the surface, you know what I'm saying? The aesthetics of it all. We're not knowing what's at internally, the sidebar conversations about this deal. We don't know. Anybody has found out, any one of you in the chat, have you found out what Devin Haney is making? Because every time I ask the question, nobody knows. What Devin Haney, what his guarantee? What is the details? What is the back end percentage? I don't want no guesses. First of all, I want to know, what do you think Haney's supposed to make in this fight? Let's start there. Let's play the guessing game because they're doing a lot of guessing. What do you think Devin's guarantee would be out of this fight? Any one of you that's typing heavy in the chat, what do you think Devin Haney's guarantee would be out of this fight? Please, that's all I want to know. What do you think it's going to be? No one never told Deontay Wilder to go to the zone. No one never told him to go to the zone. That's cap. There go the link. That's cap. That's why he fired one of his managers for that, because he tried to make that deal behind his back. You need to get your details straight, D-Town, for real. You just up here rambling on, bro. That's cap. They didn't tell him to do that. And it wasn't even guaranteed that he was going to get Joshua. You know what I'm saying? How would it feel to lock yourself into a freaking fight deal and you don't get Joshua because he was defeated or whatever? You're talking about information, you know, that you've been on these other channels and you're just picking up what you want. They didn't tell him to go over there. That was done behind his back. He wasn't even privy to that information till after it happened. And he didn't take the deal for a reason. But let's stay on topic, though. How much you think Devin should get paid guaranteed money, though? Can I get that? Can I get that, please? How much guarantee money do you think Devin Haney should get? If $20 million is for Gervonta Davis, how much guarantee money do you think that Devin Haney should get? We're not talking about Deontay Wilder, none of that, bro. We're not. I'm just going to skip over your comment if you want to be childish about it, bro. I'm just saying, how much guarantee money should Devin Haney get? So you think Devin is going to take $7 million guarantee, and Gervonta is going to take, and they're going to give Gervonta $20 million. So that's $27 million, just $3 million off the example I was getting off. They have to come up with damn near $30 million right off the rip. No back end, no nothing. Guaranteed money. Devin should get $7 million. $7 million. So once again, I ask this: how does he benefit off this fight again as the champion defending his title? He's getting paid way less than Gervonta. Gervonta goes in there and win, and he got paid more than Devin Haney, took his belt, and vacated it. How does Team Haney benefit if they got paid $2+ million from the Kambosos fight, and you trying to tell me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, let's just say $4 more million. So in order for all this fight to give up $20 million, and they only get $4 million more to fight Tank, $4 million. You're talking about getting paid $2+ million for Kambosos, for undisputed, but yet they're defending their title at 140 for $4 more million per 31. What he's saying, Devin should get $7 million guaranteed. So they should get $4 million more, whatever, approximately. The fight Gervonta Davis when he's in defense of a single title, and he was only paid $2 point some million to fight freaking George Kambosos over in Australia. $7 million with a $20 million guarantee offered to Tank. 7 million guarantee. So that said, once again, now we get to the percentages. If you want if you're saying 7 million, what the percentage should be back on the back end for both fighters? What should the percentage be? In favor of who? Who's the A side? Does the A side, is it the one who's offering that 20 million? Because that ain't gonna work. Who's the A side, bro? Who's gonna get the higher percentage, man? I just tell you, somebody put, for this dude to put 7 million, it ain't no way they're taking 7 million guaranteed without having a higher split on the back end, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about, dog? What are we talking about, man? Okay, the problem is, look, I can never have anything right. You act like I'm not saying anything correct on this topic. Y'all come over here in my chat, but you're mad because I'm not agreeing with what you're saying. So you're saying it's a problem. I'm not doing anything. Well, you obviously don't know what the conversation is. Unfortunately. Somebody's up here providing a dialogue, overlaying a topic of discussion. He's saying, I'm being a negotiator. And I'm asking the chat. I say, so what is Devin Haney's freaking guarantee? What should he get? And I'm not negotiating. I didn't say, hey, I think he should get 10 million. What do you think? You're not listening, brother. I don't know how old you are, but you're not listening. I never presented a guarantee for Haney. I asked the chat, what do they think the guarantee should be? That's all. I'm asking you all, and you're saying I'm being a negotiator. Man, you're not listening. I'm gonna have to look over your comment, bro, if y'all not listening. Because you're just writing, and the only person is frustrated is yourself. I'm kind of wasting my oxygen trying to basically tiptoe you through this process. No, man. You know what I'm saying? He fired a manager, yes. It was one fight with Brazil, then the fight Joshua 2 times in the contract, man. His own put it out. No. No, it doesn't mean he was going to fight Joshua. It doesn't mean he was going to fight Joshua. What are you talking about? Why are people telling me the zone put it out? Do you not think I haven't been around long enough? I have the receipt myself. You think I haven't been around long enough to see that? You haven't think I've spoken to people that was around that conversation? Have you followed me? Have you looked at my catalog? Do you think I haven't talked to nobody that's around Team Wilder? I mean, come on. He's up here talking about the zone put it out. And it's all out there. He wasn't going to get no Joshua no twice if Joshua lost them motherfucking belts. They still haven't fought to this day, man. And you're talking about he fought his man, and yes, it was one fight with Brazil. No. That fight with Brazil wasn't part of no $100 million freaking 3-fight deal they had over there. No, bro. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's one fight with Brazil and 2 fights with Anthony Joshua, right? But that particular shit was just put out there, and they was trying to do behind the back. You know what I'm saying? Secret squirrel type of shit without consulting the boss. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Bella was fired. Next, if by chance I've seen 2 people, one said 7 million and Al Money said 10 million. So we're looking at 30 million. What should the split be on the back end? That is a form of a question, because somebody was saying I'm being a negotiator. I'm not presenting you figures. I'm basically proposing, like in the form of a question, to try to figure this shit out. How does it make sense as a real type of deal? Like we're dealing with Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. Just because somebody proposed a $20 million guarantee doesn't mean it makes sense at the end of the day when you're standing on business. Why? Because if you take people who never had 20 million, they say, yeah, this looks it. No. Calm your ass down. We're looking at how the fighter, we're guessing on how the fighter will look at it. So what is the percentage going to be on the back end for Devin Haney and Garcia? If I got two people that said 7 million guaranteed for Haney, another said 10 million. Let's just say that's it, 10 million. Let's take the highest. That's a total of 30 mil guaranteed. Can someone put on there what they think the percentage would be on the back end? And who favors? Who would be favored for the higher percentage? I love when people tell me to stop doing things and they're in my chat. You're in my chat, man. I mean, you're acting like you're doing me a favor by saying you're gonna leave. I'm. It's a magic. Hey, it was better for me just to listen to you on other people's channel, on the call in. Just on the call in because you seem frustrated. I thought you was a more so a soldier in this boxing game, but it seems like you say I'm just gonna leave you alone. It seems like you are a bit befuddled. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think you was gonna have that much of a short temper. Just off a simple topic. If you don't support Tank, cool. But the one that seemed like they're overly invested in this conversation, dialogue, that's just a simple boxing topic is you. I'm just speaking to the listeners, man, and you getting all frustrated. I'm going to leave you alone, my brother. You must be an accountant. Looks like you have 20 million in your account. God bless you, brother. I'm out. You're acting like your absence or you leaving the room is going to affect how I go about my day. How, bro? How can look? I was better off just hearing you call in to the show. Shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. And then you come over here now, look at you different. I'm like, man, this dude has a fragile sense of exterior when it comes to people just not agreeing with him. You haven't did that to Ness. Ness has disagreed with you before. You didn't tell him, well, I call in and support your show. And man, you ain't goddamn showing me the love I need. It taking me back to back in the day. Man, when my friends treated me this way, I ain't like it then, I don't like it now. Man, come on, bro. To my God bless. People always talk about God, but what God got to do with it? You didn't come in here and even speak to the host, bro. You didn't even say, hey, what's going on, WCS? God bless, man. You just came in here dropping questions, man. To my God bless. Started my own show, Hate with Fact. See you next summer. Kudos to you, man. Start your own show, man. Start your own show. Next time come in here, speak to the host, man. Show some respect, bro. 60-40 Haney. So Bill's Boot Camp says 60-40 Haney. Okay, so I totally disagree with that, but since you put it out there, I appreciate you responding. How is that going to work? Why do you say 60-40 Haney? Because they're offering the 20 million guarantee? I just want to know. Please explain. And shout out to Bill's Boot Camp on deck, man. Explain Bill's Boot Camp like 60-40 Haney, right? Is that because they're offering the guarantee money? Or what is the premise of you saying that he's the A side? You know what I'm saying? And the split going to Haney because he offered the higher guarantee. So Tank Davis should take less on the back end, even though he's grossed more than 20 million versus Ryan Garcia. I'm patient, man. Just tell me what you think, man. I'm eager to know what your thought process is. If you give the greater than on the back end split 60-40 in favor of Haney, how do you preface that? What are you basing that off of for Haney? Is it because they offered The 20 million guarantee that they should get the concessions on the back end? What are you talking about a call in? What are you talking about a call in? I dropped the link right there. You trying to tell me that you just got to do a call in? You got to go through a soundboard and a phone number rather than just clicking the link? Dude, stop it. I got to be official. The inevitable, the inevitable, and inevitable. Come on, bro. You got to go through a freaking phone call. Hey, bro. Hey, dude. You funny, though. I ain't going to lie, man. You funny. But don't act like I ain't dropped a link in that chat, man. You know what I'm saying? You talking about I act like an accountant. Anybody tell you I really don't talk about numbers like this. I don't. I'm glad that the fighters are getting paid. But what I'm trying to put out there to the public is just people talking about standing on business, and these one of these moments where Tank is standing on business. Because if I, as a fighter, has made more than 20 million in my career, what does 20 million guarantee does for me? I've made that already. I don't give a fuck if he made most of the money on the back end or not. I don't care. If he exceeded 20 million payout in his boxing career, why in this scenario does he have to be forced to accept 20 million from a fighter that he's not even looking to fight? He's in a totally different weight class, and he's going up here at a disadvantage in a heavier weight class, the smaller fighter, just to fight in a championship fight. So the only thing really Gervonta is benefiting is, first of all, money, because boxing is a business, so it has to be a benefit. He's not being benefited with just 20 million, and then you have to factor in Devin Haney's name on his resume. That's it. He's not going to keep and hold on to that championship belt. He just told the WBA, I don't want that shit. You think he won a WBC title at 140? He's going to vacate it and go on about his business. So how does Gervonta benefit from this offer? It's a lot more to it that's not being put out there, bro. How? I think, they're going to inevitable right there. Man, I ain't seeing. Let me, don't look so serious, big dog. Don't look so serious. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's up, brother? You good, man? Nothing
Yeah,
but peace.
I'm good.
It's different than being in the chat. You know what I mean?
No, man. You know, it was all love, man. I hear you on other chats. Obviously, you got your views and everything, but yeah. Let's kick it. So what's your thoughts? I heard what you were saying in the chat. I'm not an advocate for Tank.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is I'm speaking on what everybody likes to talk about, the business of boxing.
Yeah, I got you.
Let me just hear what's your thought. Go ahead. Let me hear what you got to say, man.
I think what else, at the end of the day, for me as an advocate for boxing, and I love boxing, dude, I've been watching boxing since I was little, man. My dad took me out there to see Mike Tyson, in his great fights that he had. And even in his disappointing fight with, the fights that he lost, I was a very advocate for Mike Tyson being one of the greatest of all time. And I still see that. I still see him as one of the GOATs. That's him, man. That's Mike Tyson. I feel like negotiations, if you really want the fight and you got somebody else, which of course I agree with you, Tank Davis is the A side. I agree with you with that. But I also look at it like this. I mean, you look at history and the way boxing was made was, the fights that we wanted, which he showed what he had. His credibility was, he fought pro grade. He did a master class. He opened people's eyes to the point before that fight. People always thought that he was just this pillow puncher. Let's not pay attention to him. He's at 140. Let's just focus on Tank Davis and see who he's going to fight next. We haven't seen him since April. Let's give him a touch up, because at the end of the day, the guy's been going through a lot all year, right?
Yeah.
So, but negotiation, you're right. $20 million compared for Tank Davis, what he did with Ryan Garcia, you can't compare that. Those are two different type of fights. One's legit and one's not. Facts. Ryan Garcia brought his own zone, his own people on Instagram. You know, the popularity that Ryan Garcia with his fans that he had. I'm an advocate for Ryan Garcia. I respect him to a certain degree. I feel like he's made a kind of faltered mistakes on himself, and it takes time, man. The guy's young. Um, he has to learn his mistakes, and he learned his mistake that night with Tank Davis. That's facts. Um,
Can I ask you this though?
yeah,
With you
go
being
for
a
it.
Ryan Garcia fan, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And what he was able to do as a dance partner with Gervonta Davis, don't you think Gervonta should stand on his business when he was able to gross those numbers with Ryan, who had no title? Look, he had no title, but they did fight at the catchweight of 136 with a 10-pound rehydration.
yeah.
So shouldn't he be able to stand on that business again with Haney? And in a sense that he's not looking for this fight, they're trying to give him 20 million, but he already made that shit with Ryan though.
Yeah, yeah. When you start a negotiation, it's the first opening words is, here, I got 20 million, I can offer you this. And
Yeah.
then you open the dialogue. This is what I got. It's either Tank Davis and his team, of course, they're gonna laugh at it and go, that ain't enough. I mean, we want more than that. We want more money. I mean, what are you gonna get out of it? You know what I mean? I think that Devin Haney has shown enough on his side where, of course, this is a business as you speak, but I think Devin Haney is pushing himself to fight fights that are going to be competitive,
Yeah.
fights that are going to be close to 50-50. You know, we already know Prograis wasn't his 100. I'll be honest with you. Prograis, his last fight, he didn't look so good, but he's still the WBC 140 champion. Before fighting that, I forgot who he fought before Haney, but in the midst of it, like I think I was telling you this week, Taylor Taylor and Prograis had fought. They were fighting
Yeah.
for those titles. Remember that they were the 1 and 2. They were the top dogs because
Yeah, the WBS.
yeah. Taylor took down Ramirez. Was it Ramirez?
Yeah, Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez. He got the titles. So they fought. It is what it is. But they were the top 2 dogs before Matias showed up. Before we got Teal coming in, and then we got. This is what I was trying to explain to you. Teal came in. He beat Taylor in a great fashion, and even though they could say what they say, he was the same type of fighter. He should have been fighting at 147. He should have moved up. He still fought him, and he had the ring also, which at the end of the day, some people respect it, some don't. I respect the ring because it's been the Bible of boxing since the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's me. I'm a traditionalist to a certain degree. I don't like the way they've been bringing up even more titles into the WBC, the WBA. I kind of have respect for the IBF because they actually go by the rules to a certain degree also, because you see what they did to Crawford. I mean, they already stripped him of his belt, and Errol Spence had it the whole time, and he never got stripped. But that's for another day. We're getting back to what I was telling you about. I think Prograis took on.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
Between Regis Prograis fight with Devin Haney and Josh
Yeah.
Taylor fight with Teofimo Lopez, out of the opponents of Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis, who performed better in their bout?
In their bout, not being biased, I got nothing but respect for Teal. He's not all the way there mentally, but I mean, the guy can fight. He had an off night. Nobody, unless you Floyd Mayweather, and unless you other fighters that were undefeated, it's tough to be undefeated, man. No matter what you say, sometimes you all got to go, and you take the challenges. But for me, I think Teal did a hell of a job. But you got to give respect to Haney, because even though they didn't believe it, that's why we're talking about this now, because Haney showed that he had the power at 140. So he was depleting himself at 135. The skills were there, but you saw a different type of fighter at 140. And I feel like You got to give respect to Haney a little bit more than Teal, but they're right there. They're right there, close to each other, man.
I mean,
Facts.
I'm looking at it like,
Yeah.
Teal went in there and beat Josh Taylor, who beat Regis Prograis in the
Yeah.
World Boxing Series.
Yeah.
So I'm saying when it comes down to them, I hear people talking about who's number one, who's a pound for pound best at 140.
Yeah.
T.O. because
Yeah.
he has a lineal and he has a WBO, and
I
he
agree
never,
with you. I
Josh
agree
Taylor
with you.
never lost the titles, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. Tio, that's the fight. See, that's one of the fights that we also want to see. We don't get Tank Davis. We already know Tio already saying that, I think he's gonna fight what was that guy that fought
Jermaine
Lomachenko?
Ortiz.
Jermaine Ortiz. They're gonna
Yeah.
negotiate the fight for, I think, Super Bowl weekend. And I think that at the end of the day, that's a hell of a fight. Even though you're bringing them up to 135 from 135, and the naysayers are gonna go, you see, Tank ain't the only ones bringing them up. But I think the kid already, he's proven himself to fight Lomachenko. He gave him a hell of a fight. And I think he'll do well against Teofimo. Will Teofimo dominate him? I don't think Teo will dominate him because that kid got heart, man. He wants to fight. You know what I mean? He wants a name. He wants to make a name for himself. And he's willing to take this risk to go up to 140. Facts.
Who, Jermaine Ortiz?
Yeah.
I know, but like when I look at Gervonta Davis' position in this so-called call out of Devin Haney, he's
Yeah.
already made 20 million. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get help.
Yeah.
Get you to help me understand
Yeah.
when it comes to Devin Haney, who's the champion.
Yeah.
What is beneficial? He's the champion at 140. Tank is at 135. You offer him 20 million, which he already made from Garcia.
Yeah.
How is Tank really benefiting when you say I ain't gonna be no catch weight and I ain't gonna be no rehydration clause? That's my whole point for speaking on this. Period.
Yeah. So you got three things in there, right? The catch weight, and you said the weight and the money, right?
Haney put out there to say it ain't gonna be no rehydration clause, and it's not gonna be no catch weight, and then you got the 20 million guarantee.
I think you gotta look at it like this, man. I think Bill Haney, he's smart. No matter what you say, man, he's everywhere right now.
No, I ain't never said. You never heard me say Bill Haney is dumb.
No.
Smart now.
No. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I'm glad I'm talking to you live instead of being on chat. Is Bill Haney is a smart man. He's smart. He believed in his son, and he keeps on believing in his son. I mean, he's with him every day, man. Or I don't know how long, how their relationship is as son and father. But I mean, Bill loves his son, and he's looking out for his son. And he's took Devin to Shakur. I mean, he sparred even Tank Davis at a young age, man, a young pup.
We know the sparring stories, but you just said he's smart, right? So if Bill Haney is smart, why would he offer Tank a guaranteed offer that's kind of disrespectful?
Well, and this is what I'm telling you, it's the start of a negotiation. I mean, fights don't get made in that quick. Look at Manny Pacquiao.
Fights don't get made in YTC either, man.
Yeah,
this shit is all over YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The thing is, man, when you're the A side like Tank Davis, right?
Yeah.
And he's up there in a high castle. Let's just say let's use that as a certain degree. He's up there in his cage up house or whatever it is, a nice mansion, whatever it is. You feel so untouchable that nobody can tell you anything, right? And when you build Haney, I'm saying, and you're coming up divisions and you're winning fights and you're trying to make a legacy and you're trying to put yourself out there, you got to ruffle some feathers, man, to get noticed. You have to. You already know how this boxing thing is, man. One day
I feel you on that. He did that with Australia, though. He won both in Australia.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got to ruffle some feathers. You got to turn up the heat on certain on people to say, wait a minute. We don't like the disrespect he's coming with, but he got to do that because if he just goes just like everybody else and just says like Prograis called out Tank Davis, nobody said nothing about it. Teal called him to a certain degree. Nobody said nothing about it. But when you start going in there and start ruffling up some feathers and you gathering up your people to start talking to motivate to get this fight going on, that's how you get the attention. And not just that, Haney backs it up by beating Prograis, and not just that, also he fights Lomachenko, which is a nemesis of Gervonta Tank Davis, that even Floyd said, Tank Davis tweeted out saying, they trying to get rid of me, man. They trying to put me out there in a fight with,
Yeah, that was
because
years
Floyd,
ago, though.
no. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
fight the
I feel
guy.
what you're saying, though.
You
I
know what
feel
I
what you're
mean?
saying
You
about
know, you know
Lomachenko.
what I mean, right, bro? I mean, and like I said, if you know me, you got to understand that I want boxing to grow. I want the mega fights, and we can't always get everything we want, man. You know,
Yeah.
we never got Sugar Ray. We never got Floyd at 147 between Mosley and their prime, because at first I thought it was Mayweather, and then when you start growing in the sport, you start noticing and you start reading and you start getting educated. Okay, Floyd is the one that was pushing for that fight, not Mosley, and Mosley said it himself. And
Hmm.
I love Mosley. I respect Mosley. They fought at too late in their, Mosley was too old, man, and he gave in the
He
beginning
almost,
a
he
hell of a
almost,
fight,
he almost got it. You know what I'm saying?
almost,
He
but in their
landed too.
prime.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and this is where I'm telling you right now too, bro. We want the fights now. When I'm talking about Joshua and Wilder, when I put that post for there for you to read, I was saying they offered, and like you said, you got more in-depth information than me. But the information that I know, because I've been knowing, I love boxing. I read into it, and I'm not just going and focus on one person and then forget about everybody else. I'm saying when they told Wilder, hey, don't take this fight. Go with Showtime. Get your 20 million against Brazil. The Joshua fight later on to happen. And guess what happened? It's not the same. They're supposedly going to fight next year. They got a contract or whatever it is, but it's not the same. They were undefeated at that time. Everybody wanted to fight. And you know this. In boxing, you got to watch out. You never know who's going to be the guy coming up and going to knock down that fight. You never know, man. Tank Davis is not he's not this machine, man. He's been exposed to a certain degree also. You know what I mean? If you really love boxing, you see the details in that. Haney,
I think he's a smart tactical fighter.
but have you noticed his last fights? He's been slower at his punching, man. Have you noticed that? Yes, you're saying that he's a good, he's a good counter puncher. He's very smart now. The way he uses his boxing, but you could see with that Cruz fight. You saw how Cruz went in there, had no respect for Tank Davis, and didn't even care about his punching power. And we can say the excuse was, well, Tank had only one hand. And look what he did. He still gave us a great fight. And that's why a lot of people now, not a lot of people, but some people say, even in his own corner, we want that rematch with Cruz. But for what? To shut all down, he should have got the rematch right after that. But that's what I'm telling you is a guy like Cruz, which at the end of the day, I really don't respect, because he ducked Shakur Stevenson, he's ducked fighters,
Ryan
and
Garcia, all of them.
all of them. He ducked all of them, and that's what I'm saying. I just want people to understand that we're in a boxing world that we live in. It's one-on-one, mano a mano. Anything can happen in that ring. You could say Tank Davis is a Superman, but at the end of the day, he bleeds just like us, man. He can have an off night, just like Teal. Now we're praising Teal because of what he's done now. But we were dogging him when he lost against Gambosos. We were putting him down, man. The guy
But
was
but
having
Tio's
mental
but
breakdown.
Tio's run there, D Block.
Huh?
Tio's run is much more respected in my opinion when he went off the Lomachenko. Nobody even thought
I'm not doubting that.
he went
I'm
he
not
went
doubting
and
that at
fought a
all.
tall ass Nakatani, and
Yeah,
then he smashed Comey and went
yeah.
in there and fought the top two pound for pound with one loss on his record, the
I'm with
Golden
you.
Child Lomachenko.
I'm
I
with
mean,
you.
that shit
And I
was
got respect,
legendary a little bit, man. At
dude.
what, 14, 15 fights, 16 fights, all that shit went down. Legendary shit, bro.
Legendary. And it was a great fight for him. Look at this. This was tells you the will of Lomachenko also, man. Because I felt like he was getting hurt by Teal, man. He was getting hurt. He was fighting a young gun. He was in there. He had everything going for him.
Yeah.
He knew if he won the fight, he was going to be recognized as a top dog, and that's what happened. He got it, but he got everything in his head, man. And his dad wasn't helping him out as much, and he was going through his marriage crisis, man. You know, he's thinking about his kid. That could have been the greatest night of Teofimo for the rest of his life. And it probably still is. He fought a prime Lomachenko to a certain degree also, like I always say. He gave us a great fight, and give respect to Lomachenko, because even in the midst of the power of Lopez, what he had, he still went in there and dogged it out at the end. And he could have came out on top. It was too
So you
late.
give him full credit for the Lomachenko fight? It seems like you're giving him a little bit partial credit because
No, no,
you
no.
gotta
Well,
give him
I give him
full
no.
credit.
I give Lopez. I give Lopez full credit, bro.
Okay.
100%, because that was a Lomachenko that was eager and ready. He was in in the midst of his prime. I mean, the guy wanted to just shut this kid up. Like, you've never fought me. I'm Lomachenko, man. You know who I am? I'm two-time gold medalist, man. I am the man, and I got a plan, and I'm gonna whoop your ass tonight. And guess what? It didn't turn out that way, and that's what I'm telling you, man. Tank
I
Davis.
just think
Go ahead. Go ahead.
comparing that run is Devin Haney had a respectable run from Cambosis who defeated To, but he didn't catch him at 100%. I
Well,
understand that
yeah,
Lomachenko said he had some shoulder issues going on and all that, but come on, bro, you didn't even give a rematch. You didn't even put a rematch clause in the contract because you thought you was gonna do one and done with To
yeah,
and send him about his way, and it didn't work out. But my thing with Haney is that Gervonta is not looking for Devin, and let's not act like Devin's putting up these solid numbers out here on pay-per-view, and it's comparable to Tank. It's not. But the only thing I was trying to tell you in the chat is that, okay, yeah, you're giving 20 million, but standing on business, I don't know what the back end of this shit is. Like, I'm trying to find out, like, how much is Devin getting? Because they got to put the guarantor got to put
yeah,
this money up,
yeah,
and what's the split? Like, how do we make this make sense standing on business, though?
yeah.
Is you said yourself, like, okay, Bill Haney is a smart man. So is he smart enough to put an offer out there to get people talking because he know Tank is going to turn it down? Or is he for real about this 20 million to go into negotiations? Because if they ain't negotiating no more than a 20 million guarantee, all he did was just pump fake and put the information out there for people to just gravitate and act like Tank is ducking Devin.
Well, I'm gonna give you two things, and I'm gonna let it go like that, brother.
All right, all right.
Nothing but respect for you, man. At the end of the day, um, I'm listening to you, man. But and like I said, nothing but respect.
No, give your take, bro. I mean,
You
shit. I
know,
respect you for clicking the link and giving your side of it, bro.
yeah, and I appreciate you letting me, bro. Because a lot of channels, they won't do that, man. They don't want to hear no smoke. They don't want to hear nothing from. They just want to keep it to their own perspective, and they never want to hear other people. See, we're the consumers. We're the people, man, and that's what I'm fighting for, man. The people, the consumers, the people that really give a fuck about boxing, not the people that just say, oh, he's my taste of the month, or he's the flavor of the month. No, man. We got to respect people, and when they want to fight, you got to make the fight. And we know we can't be in those negotiation tables, man. We can't be in the back, man, knowing what's going on. Back in the day, man, nobody gave a fuck about that. Nobody gave a fuck about if Mike Tyson made more money than Holyfield, or if Holyfield made more money than Lewis. Nobody cared, bro. We knew the fights were going to be made because they were made. Oscar de la Hoya versus Floyd. Floyd wanted to fight so bad. He took everything that he wanted, right? Because this is what you're saying about Tank Davis and Haney. And Floyd did what he had to do. And guess what? He won. He became Money May after that. We know this. So I feel like this, man. I think when it comes down to negotiations with Haney and Tank Davis, the $20 million that Bill put out there, I think there's, like I said, it's a starting point to where, you remember, Devin Haney was with the Zone. They were out there in Arabia, and they paid tons of money. What are we getting this late December, man? We getting Wilder, we getting Joshua, we getting Bivol. We got a great fight card on the Zone, man. They're willing to pay the money. They're gonna put Usyk and Fury. They got money, they got bread, and like Devin Haney said on the Boxing Voice, we're gonna go talk to them, Maybe not with the Tank fight, but they want to see Haney fight. You know, Haney's Muslim, man, so they got respect for him up there, bro. And I think that if they talk, and if Tank Davis and his people, which at the end of the day he is the cash cow, but if they somehow uh, go up there to Arabia and make that fight, believe me, it's gonna be more than $20 million. And like I said, it's a starting point. Let's not the kid is young. He's trying to imprint. You know, he's making statements. He already made a statement by fighting pro grade, beating the legit 140. Now we got Matias, the IBF champion. Now he's the boogeyman. You know boxing, man. There's always a boogeyman, bro. Every time, no matter what, that boogeyman is taken down. There's always another boogeyman. That's the thing that we love about boxing, you know. And that's why a boxer's career doesn't last. The average boxing career doesn't last that long, man. It's tough. It's only the great ones that last and make an impact. You know what I mean? What you got to say
Yeah,
with that, man?
yeah, I agree with that, man. Like you mentioned that Saudi money, and like they are the ones that's paying out these big cards. They more gravitating to the heavyweight division, though.
Yeah.
I like that too, because the heavyweight division was just dormant for a long time recently. You know, since the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder trilogy, I mean, it just went off. Like Fury did nothing since then except fight Dillian White and whoever else he fought. But I'm glad they're getting that fight card going over there, because they got a heavyweight, man, a stacked heavyweight card.
Yeah.
Even with Valine and Joseph Parker, former WBO champion. But I look at it like this: if you're talking about this fight going on in Saudi,
Yeah.
I don't. Why would they just offer a $20 million guarantee if Eddie is trying to have the fight overseas? See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, where's this fight gonna be at, though?
No. Yeah, my bad, bro. I'm saying, like, we're at a starting point with negotiations. What I'm saying is, Devin's going to Saudi. He was telling the boxing boys, and I'm just hearing him because he's the one talking. He's the boxer. Bill could say something else. At the end of the day, they could tend to disagree or agree. But if he's going over there and they're saying, like, look, man, Eddie offered $20 million or we offered $20 million. We really want to make the fight, and we really need a backing. Let's make the fight happen. Saudi Arabia, why not? There's money here. There's bread. I mean, we can all just, we can all come together, man. It's like.
But when you're talking about them making the fight, why wasn't enough respect from the inception to come at Tank the right way? Do you think they would have presented Canelo with an offer like that? No, because Canelo is already used to making those type of money. They wouldn't have came over there playing around to draw attention.
Because
what we talking about?
Because like I told you, man. How many times has anybody gone up to Tank Davis and say, "Hey, man, I want to fight you"? You know what I mean? Was it Cruz? Cruz never said he wanted to fight him. The only one could be Ryan Garcia,
Cruz,
right? And,
pretty much.
Ryan Garcia was wanting that fight for so long that it didn't end up the way he wanted it, man. But like I said, man, the guy.
But he didn't offer him no guarantee either.
No, he didn't offer him the guarantee. But I feel like I said, man, when you get in there, like I said, Tank Davis is up there in his high castle, and the only way you're gonna get that attention is go at him, man. Ruffle some feathers.
So you think it's better to cause this chaos?
Well,
for the boxing fans, that D Block we dehydrated with the pump faking. You know what I'm saying? We don't went through this shit before. You know what I'm saying? We don't went through all this pump faking and fights that's supposed to be made and fights that aren't being made, and we go in here on the YTC and talk about it for hours at a time, and it don't get made. Just come at him clean. Just say this is what we is from the start. I mean, why play around with it? If Devins is the big superstar, D Block, I'm looking like if he's this superstar, Tank's a superstar, whatever people trying to say, why don't just come in with a solid number from the beginning so we can start working from there? So it won't. So Tank won't have to turn down the 20 mil. Why don't you come with a figure that he's gonna respect?
Well, like I said, we're in the first negotiation table. Let's just say this fight doesn't get made next. But, there's already an open dialogue. And if they don't like it, that's okay. We're going to come back and we're going to offer you something better. Next fight for Tank Davis, we got to worry about his pay-per-view numbers at the end of the day. It'll be the first time he's going to be without Ryan Garcia. We know that Ryan Garcia just fought a couple of weeks ago, or it was 3 weeks ago. He didn't fight on pay-per-view, so we can't establish himself where his numbers are. But we do know that Ryan Garcia, his popularity and his people brought. I mean, they brought people in for the fight, man. People were interested in the fight, and that's what I'm saying. You
I
bring
mean,
drama.
Devin Haney in his backyard couldn't even surpass the numbers that Tank did with Rolly.
What the numbers? You're saying pay-per-view numbers?
Yeah.
I can't. I don't know what the paper. I mean, they're telling me 250 to 150. Devin. I think there were. I mean, Eddie Hearn was tweeting out, not tweeting out. I overheard certain people on Twitter say it was 150 to 250,000. So now they're coming out with 50,000. I don't know, man. We got to resolve that. Devin Haney to be that young and starting his own pay-per-views, just like Tank Davis started out. And not just that, he fought a legit brother, man. They always say black fighters can't sell. That's bullshit, man. You don't want to see two prime black brothers go up there and fight. That's what we want, man. We want everybody to fight, man. We want Mexicans. We want to see the tough fights, bro. I think I think the thing is, man, like that gets me irked is that we try not you. I don't know, man. We trying to put down Devin Haney when Devin Haney all he's trying to do is make legacy fights at the end of the day, and he wants to take on Tank Davis. He's not scared. He already sparred him. At a young age, he's here. He's entering his prime.
Yeah.
Devin Haney wants the fight. Forget about all the $20 million offer and percentages and 20, 10, whatever. Take 20%, take 10%, do whatever. Let's make the fight. The young gun wants to fight. The young American stud wants to fight. And he
You ain't
wants
gonna
to
make
fight.
that fight without the money, though.
No.
It gotta be about the money, man.
And that's the thing. We wait too long. Look what happened to Errol Spence and Terrence Bud Crawford, their pay-per-view numbers. I mean, I thought it was going to do 1 million pay-per-views, man. I think it only did like 600 pay-per-views.
Yeah, you take that. Okay, let's just take the 600 pay-per-views, but
Yeah.
the legacy. I mean, we talking about the legacy part of the fight was huge. For
It was
Undisputed.
huge. It was huge. And since cause we talking about financially, it could have done when they were at their prime. Well, which I'm saying, I'm not saying Crawford's not in his prime. I mean, he's 36 years old. I never really seen him lose a step, man. That guy's, I don't know, man. That guy's on another level, man.
See, with me with that particular fight, when it comes to the money, is that Showtime was the guarantors on that.
Yeah.
I don't see for this fight the magnitude of the prize is it's not where it should be. Like you're talking about Devin being a WBC champion. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about as far as the prize? Just name for name? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously Tank, if he wins, he's gonna vacate the title. And of course, if Devin wins, he's just gonna have Tank's name on his resume, and he's not gonna get paid more than Tank in this fight. So he would have got a paycheck, but I don't know what else he gains. He's already on the pound for pound list, ain't he?
Yeah. I'm gonna talk to you real quick, man, because I know you got your show. We ain't trying to bug, man, but I ain't trying to filibuster and shit. But you know what the crazy part about this is, man? When you were growing up, you know who the WBC. I mean, I'm just saying, if you were really into boxing at a young age, you got football, basketball. For me, I had Michael Jordan, I had the Cowboys. Growing up, I had Tyson, and I was for me, Tyson it didn't mean anything about. He was a WBC champion. He came back and out of prison, and he fought McMillan, and he knocked his ass out, but he wasn't going for a title. But he was Mike Tyson, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't trying to get you dissed with another podcast or whatever it is, but I get into Rise podcast, and they had I think they had like Mr. Hill. I think his name's Mr. Hill. He's old school. He was talking about how Muhammad Ali that the titles now they don't mean shit no more. That it's not the same anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, he was talking about Muhammad Ali, how he had Frazier, how he had George Foreman, and he had all these other fights that meant something.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying to myself, what I'm trying to get to is, so you telling me, because he said no belts matter no more, nothing matters no more. These athletes aren't the same anymore from back in the day. You imagine being in that square, in that square, You fighting for a WBC title that people are saying ain't worth shit, and then they're fighting for their lives because boxing, you could die in there, man. It's legit, it's real, and you fighting for that belt, like Inui did, like Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez did, and they take back that belt to their homeland, and they got a big ass parade for them, bro. Big ass parade. Even Jojo Diaz, when he won, I think the WBA title, he went back to his hometown and they had a parade. Belts matter, my brother. You're telling a young amateur out there that's fighting for trophies and fighting to be in the Olympics, everything matters. Shakur Stevenson cried because he didn't win that gold. Floyd Mayweather cried because he didn't win that gold. It matters, man, to be who wants to be number one. And when they say that Tank Davis fights for no belts, then why the hell does Rise Podcast have Smoothie King in the middle with the WBA Reggie belt that Tank Davis is carrying? And he's smiling.
Hey,
I don't understand that when they say belts don't matter, but your ass is there laughing with the WBA Reggie belt, holding it, knowing this from your youngin', but now you saying the youngin' don't want no belt? So why the fuck does your youngin' carry a Reggie belt on him, and why do y'all so happily have it around y'all? Saying belts don't matter.
Hey, I get it, man. That's hilarious, man. Hey.
You know what I mean? Cut the bullshit. Get the like Floyd said, get the biggest knife in the kitchen and cut the bullshit, bro. If they say like I was gonna, I wanted to call him, they don't let you call him. I was gonna tell Coach Hill, okay, you say belts don't matter. So why the fuck does Floyd Mayweather have all those WBC belts, all the belts that he has, and he has them right there taking a picture, glorifying himself for what he did, his career. And he still got
Floyd, when he was getting them, they mattered, but he has been on record and said that the sport is too saturated with belts. But I totally get where you're coming from.
You know what I mean? Telling that youngin', that's what I'm telling you, cuz. Telling a youngin' in the amateurs that you're looking up to somebody like Devin Haney, or you're looking up to somebody that's legit, has a WBC belt. They're striving for that. What do they say, bro, when they win that WBC belt or IBF, whatever? They feel happy. They feel like they accomplished something. Even Sean Porter said it himself when he won that IBF title. You know what I mean? Like, it means something to you, bro. So I hate it when people say belts don't matter. It don't matter. Nothing matters. Only this matters. Dude, it matters, my brother. It does. That's why we want to look. And that's why for us, as real boxing fans, that we love boxing, we want to see the champions fight the champions. Why are we making a big deal out of Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? Undisputed, but belts don't matter. Come on, man. Let's keep it real with this. Gervonta Tank Davis.
They did make a big deal out of the belts because it was undisputed.
That's what I'm saying.
They made even a big deal for Canelo being the first at super middleweight to unify.
My brother, if they ever tell you belts don't matter, that's bullshit, bro.
I would say this, D Block. For this, I will say this. For Tank, he has been able to find a very unique dynamic into making millions of dollars without holding primary belts. I know they just elevated him to the WBA, you know what I'm saying, because of Devin vacating the belts.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what folds out? What winds? What stretches longer? A belt or millions? Millions.
Oh.
And I think what they were saying over there at Rise is pretty much Gervonta has found a dynamic in making millions of dollars without having super titles in his possession.
I think like this, when you really think about it in the long run. Legacy at the end of the day, they'll always remember you like Floyd, like now Floyd's saying, right? They won't remember you when you're older and you crippled and you ain't got no money, but you got them rusty ass belts on top looking at you, and you ain't, it ain't gonna help you. I understand that aspect of it. But when you think about what made those great fights, was there was a title on the line. And Floyd made his money. He got his money, still making his money. I think Tank Davis is an enigma to a certain degree, to not have a title and still make money, right? But I think there's going to be a niche in Tank Davis, like you say, man. Like they say, what did Calvin Ford say last year? Leave my youngin' alone. We're going to get at them people that have been talking all this shit this whole time. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get at Shakur. We're gonna get at Devin. They even flipped the coin for Shakur. Shakur won the flip, and now you telling me you don't want that fight? I'm telling you, my brother, there gotta be something else, man. If you're a great fighter like Tank Davis says he is, if you're a myth and a legend, like I was trying to tell you in the chat, catch bullets with his teeth. It's just a reference, man, of a movie. Um, the guy's so indestructible. He beats heavyweights. You know, if you really want the fight like you say you are, you say you're the man, the face of boxing. The face of boxing got to box another young stud, and that's the American dream. Dream Haney. You got to make it happen for the people, man. Because, like I told you, you can be on top one day and tomorrow you gone, man. Boxing ain't forever. So pay-per-view numbers for Tank Davis, I don't know how they're gonna be next time, but I'm telling you, people, just like when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather didn't fight, their numbers started to decline little by little because people were tired of it, man. They wanted to see the fight. And I'm telling you right now, I know you don't want to listen right now or anybody, but if Tank Davis keeps on going to this, I'm just gonna fight whoever I want, and I'm gonna still get my pay-per-view numbers. They're gonna soar up. They're not, man. People gonna stop buying that. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen. I gotta go, man. D Block, D Town, DC to Deville, Baltimore, stand up.
Salute, man. Shout out to D Town for dropping in, man, and chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Respect to you, bro. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. It's always good to take somebody out the chat and have them come in here and talk on the panel. I mean, you don't know a lot of people that's in the chat. All thing I know for him calling in TBV. Well, obviously, he's Adam and knows his side of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He made some very good points, man. You know what I'm saying? Very good points. Shout out to Jessica in the building, Sports TV in the building. What's good? I give Loma plenty credit. He fought T.O. Haney, Ortiz, giving up plenty of size. He did. But also, I understand that, I don't know if you know this, Tyrese, but with credit, it has a credit history. You feel me? So, Lomachenko is one of these golden child boxers who came into the sport, and they was trying to get him to fight for a championship. Well, they didn't try to. They did on the second professional fight to break the record as being the quickest professional male fighter to earn a world championship. But what they didn't do is when he was over there contending outside before he actually started recording his freaking boxing recs, I think it was WBS. He fought professional fights and he didn't want to record it. He actually has more than the 17 wins that he posted. Not until they wanted him to post his wins, they went in here and on the second fight they gave him a very crafty, rugged, rough on the edges Orlando Salido, who pretty much roughed him up and took away that second, because a lot of people knew what was going on with Lomachenko back in the day. That's why Orlando probably went in there and was dirty boxing the way he did with Lomachenko, because you're like, man, we already know what you're trying to do. You want to make it off my name? No, I'm going to make you earn it. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? He took that L, but yet he picked it up on the third fight. But yet he has more professional fights than it's recorded on his box rate. That's a fact. And that's why I say with Lomachenko, you had it gifted all the way through. And still to this day, this man is like the golden child. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Orlando, he lost to T.O., and he lost to Devin. But yet he's still on the pound for pound list, bro. Like his name is out there radiating because of his 2 gold medals. This man is fought T.O. leftovers. He thought he was going to get Teofimo Lopez. George Kambosos took the belts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this man is still on the pound for pound list with no belts, bro. You know what I'm saying? He just lost again, and I'm like, why? But anyway, I was just bringing up that credit. People credit him for giving up size, but yet, we have this situation with Tank Davis who gives up size, but he's nowhere close to being the golden child that Lomachenko is. That's all. I mean, that shit won't stop, can't stop. we'll figure it out, man, when information come out. But at the end of the day, yeah, shout out to D Block. It seemed like his partner, time he jumped on the panel, it might have been the same. he dipped out, man. I ain't getting no more, comments from the other guy. But yeah, man, we're gonna see how the rest of this plays out. And shout out to Franchon Cruz DAZN, picking up that title again. I try to tell people, man, that she's still a wild dog in the race, but we'll see how the rest of this plays out with Tank. You know what I'm saying? Tank is at a point in his career, 28 years old, 3 divisions, that if you're going to come at him, you should come at him correct with negotiations and everything. You should. It shouldn't be no pump faking. It shouldn't be no wolf tickets. At this point in stage in his career, you should come in here respectfully and correct to say, I'm not saying, kissing his ass. I'm talking about with the money, the part of business, the boxing, the money aspect. You should come and make it worth his while. You shouldn't come in here playing no games with him because he young, black, he be doing his thing. People see him in the streets wearing what he wearing. Bro, that's who he is, just like every other fighter. That's who they are. When Canelo be wearing them freaking Dolce silk PJs out there looking relaxed as shit, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't be saying nothing. Everybody have their different connection to the culture, man. Everybody have their personality. But this shit right here, the 20 million, shout out to Blunts, man. I'm gonna read you some Blunts put up there. Shot me. You know what I'm saying? Let me screenshot this shit first. This is dealing with some new information, right? If y'all haven't hit that like button for me. Don't be selfish with your thumbprint. I'm just forwarding these screenshots up right quick. All right. I appreciate everyone who tuned in, man. Been hanging out for a minute. But let's not get it twisted, man. El Chin Checker is one of the most entertaining boxers in the sport. It's rare that he does the backflip off the top ropes. But you already know what it is, man. He does have that entertainment value. So let me bring up these screenshots of mine. And once again, shout out to the GOAT, Big Bunch and Boxing, man, dropping this in the DMs, man. And dropping this information in the DMs. I appreciate you, man. Okay. So if y'all know who Steve Kim is, Steve Kim just recently put out a tweet in reference to, what I've been speaking on for the past 3 hours. He said, I don't believe for 1 second that Tank Davis was offered $20 million for a fight with Devin Haney. I also don't believe for 1 second Tank Davis will face Devin Haney unless he can impose every physical advantage on him the way he did Ryan Garcia. It is what it is. And Steve Kim is putting it out there. It's just not WCS that's feeling a little fuzzy about this because I just don't believe. I've been hanging around this environment for quite some time. I've seen some of the war of words between Haney and different fighters. I know it's quite different, but you know, when you kind of get a gauge on someone's, you know, movement, on how they approach certain situations, people sit up here and say, you know, Bill is smart, he's crafty, smart. I mean, he's slick and all that. Yeah, but you have to understand, you can't be slick with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit up here and be slick with everybody, just because that's how that's certain areas in your life you learn how to finesse people. This is boxing. You can't sit up here and try to finesse people that's in positions that's already know the business just like you do. They're going to take it as disrespect. Maybe you can finesse the ones on the lower scale, yeah. But, you know, when it comes to Tank, they already know. People already know which boxers is which, what their managers and teams are. They already know what it's going to be when it comes to negotiation. You know, give the warning. Don't come over here trying to finesse nothing. You're going to waste your time. You know what I'm saying? If you are not being serious with the $20 million, it's just to draw attention. And that's one thing that D Block said that did make sense. And that's what I've been trying to say. Like, if you are basically drawing attention to your fighter through the holidays and get people to talking, cool, free promotion, right? But then again, if it's all gonna come out in the wash that the fight isn't happening, well, people are gonna look at, once again, the fight isn't happening. Why? And they should be looking at the way I'm doing, the way I'm basically placing optics on it, and the way I scrutinize, is it even a serious offer to begin with? Because look, 20 million is nothing to a fighter that's already been down that road. They're trying to get paid more and more because, once again, I'm saying I'm gauging off what I know with Tank, what I know with the fighters and stuff like that. And that he's saying he's not planning to stay around for a long period of time. Tank said that. He said, I'm not planning on staying in boxing for a long period of time. So what that tell you? I'm going to try to make the most money as possible. No, you're not going to try to finesse me with some deal just because, you know, you got your freaking bobbleheads up here trying to say what I should take. Your bobblehead crew can't tell me what I should take. I got a family to support. I got myself to support, a lifestyle to support. And I got to think about the longevity of generational wealth for my kids and everybody that I support. You know what I'm saying? So him offering Tank 20 million, it is what it is, man. I don't see that it's 100% relevant, you know, to make this fight. Not with Tank. You know? Shout out to Jones on deck, man. Salute to you. I saw D Block on the panel. Yeah, shout out to D Block, man. You know, you can hear people on other people's panel for a long time, but most of the people that come over here, man, I give them opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like most people that don't. Oh, man, I ain't bringing you up on my panel. I ain't doing this. I don't do panels often. You know, it's a reason for that. I don't do panels often, man. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But when I do have a panel, and it's a solid panel, and it's educational, cool. Y'all know why I go against a boxer, whether I rock them or not, because at the end of the day, they need to prove themselves as a boxer. Man, hey, them getting in the ring, man, I'm telling you, boxing ain't easy, bro. I hear people talking about proving themselves, but boxing ain't easy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Boxing is not an easy sport. It's 3 minutes per round. You put on them gloves and you do a mid drill, man, them boxers make them mid drills look easy. But them joints, man, I'm telling you, you do a mid drill for a full 60 seconds, shit. Man, your arms feel like you just want them motherfuckers to be injected with life. Yeah, can I get that serum, please? That life serum. I need more life serum right now. I think that's a vein right there. Go ahead. Your shit just hanging on to bone and joints. I'm telling you, your hands would be so heavy, be so tired, man. Chest be burning and shit. I need that life serum, yeah. Give me like 3 to 4 vials, please. 3 minutes a long time. Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? 3 minutes is a long time when you put them gloves on and freaking hit them mid drills. Your ass be goddamn searching for, like, damn, Father God, thou in heaven, thou art in heaven. Please provide me with some clear, clean oxygen. I need something from, I mean, that different type of oxygen. I'm telling you, that shit is tough, man. And lastly, I'm gonna let y'all read what freaking Ryan Garcia had to say about Devin. He has taken a shot at Devin. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia is taking a shot. He sent out a tweet, and this is what he had to say. If it's true that Devin is using diuretics and needles for IV to rehydrate, then it would be found out. I got no smoke with Snack if they are following rules despite the rumors. The way he cuts that much weight so quickly is alarming, though. I'll tell you that. Damn. A lot of people's going in on the size of Devin and how he cuts weight and shit like that. That's interesting because that's what I was trying to say about the guy who made that statement on Twitter. Diuretics is pretty much used for weight cutting. You know what I'm saying? And of course, if you really want to hydrate healthy wise, you know what I'm saying, the healthy way, you want to put an IV in you. You know what I'm saying? And you can feel good. I mean, it does it the right way. Real talk. Because we all know what the liquids that you put in, it's only a small percent of what actually is filtered into the system through the digestive tract and all that. But IV, yeah, that shit is the healthy way to do it. But yeah, that's what Ryan Garcia had to say about that shit, man. He's basically putting it out there, you know, making an accusation about Devin using diuretics to cut weight, and then IVing up to freaking hydration. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. Hey, but the way I look at it is that I done seen so much in boxing, bro. I done seen so much shit in boxing with my eyes that when the shit was actually going on, if I would have took out my phone, the person probably would have looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I done seen some shit on the highest level that's what crazy when people say, "Oh man, they don't do that." Sometimes I don't even engage in it because I've been places and seen teams do certain things in the locker room where you always have people looking around. You always have people looking around as if to say, "Okay, all we want to know is somebody, you know, nobody recording, we good." I've seen shit go on. I say, okay. I've seen it go on the highest level to the regional level, to the amateur level. Real talk. I done seen some crazy shit, man. That's how I look at some of this bullshit that goes on with diuretics and stuff, man. Please. Man, please. Boxing has always been grimy. It's always been fighters that's out here doing certain things that violates the policies. But who's gonna hold them accountable if it's not seen? Like, let's just say for me, if I'm media and I'm back in the locker room and I'm taking pictures and shit like that, and you see something's going on, you take a picture and it goes viral, I can almost guarantee you're gonna be blacklisted from freaking going places because they're gonna say, "Who put that picture out there? Who took that picture? Who was media? Who was up here doing this again?" They'll narrow it down and they'll make sure, you know what I'm saying, that they make an example out of you. Real talk. I'm just saying because of all the hype they giving themselves. Also people that give that hype. Just saying. Hey, but I may be back on a little later, man. But it's fight day, man. So I gotta take care of some things. Appreciate y'all rocking out. This has been a long time since I've been on damn near 3.5 hours and all that. But you know, if y'all want to donate to the channel, you know, there go my Cash App and all that. For those of you that want to support. I know it's holiday season and all that. If y'all can donate to the channel, I want to just, you know, get me a can of pork and beans and hot dogs, man. That's all I want to do. I want some pork and beans and hot dogs and get me a loaf of goddamn bread, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to eat during these holidays. But until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace, salute. And shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, 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 sports.